What is up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for waiting. I'm usually not late. Um, sorry, man. My Chat GPT was just not behaving. It wasn't playing nicely. Trying to get my thumbnail created, and it literally was acting stupid. I don't know about your guys's your AI. Mine doesn't like me. I yell at mine, but I try the nice approach. My wife's loves her. She can like put something in and like it does it right away and it just like makes it perfect. Mine doesn't. And I think it knows what it's doing. I think it's messing with me on purpose. But it was like putting Gary's face with Brian's name and I kept telling it to switch it and then it would like switch the name and then not switch the face and then it would switch the face and not the name. I was like, "Oh my gosh, dude." Um Anyway, happy Saturday. Happy PSYOP Saturday. I don't know. I'm thinking of different ways to like name different shows. PSYOP Saturday sounds pretty good, or maybe PSYOP Sunday. PSYOP Sunday sounds better, but Sunday's like a holy day, so I don't know if I want to do that. Um yeah, yeah. We're not going to just be looking at okay, so just to catch you guys up real quick. First of all, thank you guys for joining me today. Welcome to another episode of the Black Line Brief. I'm your host, Matthew McKim, and I hope you guys had a good week. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I certainly am. It's a beautiful day here up in Idaho. But as you guys come in, please do me a favor, all right, and hit the like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It is how you can help the channel. Boop. And it's free. It's free. That's like the best way. All right. Hopefully you guys saw Glenn Coco is our resident emoji maker. Did you guys see the new Mr. Clean, Matte Clean emojis? Someone put a bunch in the chat real quick so we could see them. Let me click over to the live on YouTube and I can see the actual pictures. Someone throw a bunch of the Mr. Clean, Matte Clean emojis in, or I can do it, I guess. I don't have to. We got boom, 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 boom. Yep, there we go. And then we got boom, 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 boom. Bam. Yep. Thank you, Jim Bear. What does this +1 mean? Oh, never mind. That's a poll. I'm not doing a poll right now. Close. Yeah. Okay, cool. Looks good. Looks good. All right. I was talking with somebody. It was one of the mods. And look, you guys, if we can hit like some sort of milestone, because how to say this? Okay, so first of all, just so you guys know, I hate having to say like hit the like and subscribe. I feel I hate having to do it. Okay. But I have to do it if I want to be able to do this channel and continue to hang out with you guys. It's just one of those things you have to do because the algorithm is so finicky and the likes and the views and the comments all have it all plays a part in, will the video reach other people? And it's all tied to the analytics and like, this is a job outside of my actual job. But I spend a lot of time. It's like a whole nother job. And you can even ask the mods how much time and energy I put into each and every one of these shows. Obviously, I don't have the ability. I don't have the team. I don't have the kind of researcher. And plus, like I never was creating this channel to be like, name your researcher channel. Okay. That was never my intention, right? I wanted to create a cool space for people like me, like-minded individuals like me, interested in the things that I'm interested in, where we could look at videos, we could look at different things, and I can explain my point of view and maybe even like transmute some of my understanding, my knowledge, my experience to you guys, my perspective, things I believe, the things I know to you. Okay. And, maybe down the line, like if this channel ever makes it to the point where I can do this full time, then yeah, like I would be able to devote more time to actually like deeply researching things of my own. And I already do to a degree, but it's not like the people that like bust out like, like an investigation, I just can't do that right now. But having said that, maybe hopefully someday I can, this channel in my, dream would allow me to do this full time, and would allow me to make it better and do more things. What I really, really want to do someday, like my big dream is to do like a podcast, right? And I would never forsake this and do lives. I don't know. I would never forsake doing lives. And I don't know why, like Joe Rogan or Julian Dory or Danny Jones, and maybe they do on their Patreon or Rumble or one of their other places where they post content. Maybe they do lives. But lives is like such a unique place where like we're all hanging out together. Like right now, we're communicating. Like you guys can give feedback. You guys can ask questions. You can make comments. I read them. Like the lives is a place where like the community can actually participate in the show. And it's just a very unique thing that I would never forsake. But what I really want to do is do like long form interviews like Joe Rogan and, Danny Jones and Julian Dory, with all the type of people and individuals that I'm super interested in, whether it's their, experience, their career, people they know, things they've witnessed, that make me interested in them. Like Graham Hancock would be so cool to have on the show. I mean, so many, like I could just list a bunch of names, right? And that would be great. That's like the ultimate dream. And then that would allow me also to do other things, being able to work again with my wife. I mean, she is a behind the scenes person, but like full time, like we could do so much more with the channel, with this channel, the YouTube channel, but also, with the podcast. It would afford me to be able to spend more time with my family and doing other things. And so it's a dream in the long run, right? And so because this is something I do want to do long term, I do have to do these things like, hey, you guys, please hit the like, please hit the subscribe, because I want it to be successful. I do. All right. And so, but know that I don't like want to do that. I don't want to say, asking you guys to do this and do that. It's just one of the things you got to do. You got to do it. Another thing. So if we can hit some sort of milestone on like making it to 10,000, and we were so close to 10,000 and we still kind of are. But there was a bit of a hiccup and, anyway, but making it to 10,000, or if we can hit some sort of consistent, like super chat milestone or something like that. And I only say that because those are two things tied to the success of the channel, which would allow me to then, do more with the channel. But I will dye my eyebrows white. I will get a custom white t-shirt with like on the emoji, like Glenn Coco made of the black line brief, or just a white one is fine. I'm not going to physically pierce my ear, but I'll do like a clip on, and I'll do like a full on episode as if I am Mr. Clean. Okay. Like Matt Clean. I'll like take on a persona and totally be in character and legit do a legit good episode like I normally would, but just as somebody else, as Mr. Clean or Matt Mr. Clean or Mr. Matt Clean. I don't know, whatever you guys want to call it. So yeah, so hopefully we can work on that together and get us to that direction. And then I can do that. And also if you guys have like other things you guys, either things you want me to cover, things you want me to talk about, things you want me to do in a future video, throw a super chat in. I made a list last night of the ones that people already put in. Put a super chat in and I'll write it down, and it'll be on the calendar for like next week or the week after, depending on like what the context is. If I have to put in a lot of time to researching it or getting the information together in order to do that episode, it'll maybe be, later in the week or something like that. But that's another thing. And then, yeah, as we go along, throw in what you want to ask or comment as we go, and I'll get to it as we go. And the reason why we're looking back at the Brian Harpole, Sean Ryan, and Gary Melton interviews, and I have other things we're going to do too, but we never finished those. Okay, and we're towards the end. We're actually through the big part of it, so like it's going to just be about the incident itself at UVU, and we're going to contrast that with the video, up until the point where we can't show the video of UVU. But we're going to look at some of the behavior, some of the things that, Brian says he did. He says it one way at Sean Ryan. He says another way on Gary Melton. All right. And then we'll look at the video and see what the truth is. I think it's important for us, as a lot of other channels, maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate, but I'd want to never forget what we're doing here. Okay. For me, the whole reason of this, when I started, is for the Charlie Kirk assassination and investigation, find out what actually happened that day. Why did it happen? Who is involved? And then how can we contribute to proving those individuals were involved and did what they did, so that some sort of, charges, arrest, conviction, and sentencing can be done. Hopefully other channels, though they may be doing other things in the meantime, hopefully they don't actually forsake the really important thing of this, which is like getting to the bottom of what happened to Charlie Kirk that day, who was involved, why did they do it, where are they now, and putting forth information that gets them charged, convicted, and sentenced. I want accountability. I want justice for Charlie Kirk. Okay. And if along the way we find out that, Andrew Colvett, Blake Neff, Mikey McCoy, Erica Kirk, Tyler Boyer, all these individuals, are also involved, well, then they need to be held accountable too. Okay. And for sure, it looks like they're definitely they're involved in something, in my opinion. Like, I don't know how much they knew beforehand, right? But everything that happened that day, and their retelling of that day, or even the retelling of like the 8th and the 9th of September in Erica's case, has either been a lie or intentional misinformation. They've acted super suspicious and weird ever since that day. Nothing they do seems to stack up with what Charlie was doing and saying with himself in TPUSA on his political views, on some of the things that he was, a staunch supporter on before he had started to change drastically at the end. And then he gets assassinated, and they just act as if he never did any of those things. Like he never said or did any of those things. And I'm just like, oh, how is nobody, besides us, but I don't understand how people on, the TPUSA side and the pro-Trump side can't see how suspicious, how wrong their behavior and things they've said and done are. Hey, Matt. Oh, what's up, Teresa? Hey, how are you doing? I caught you on that live in your car. I was telling Mystic about it. I was shopping with my wife at Costco, and we went to the food court and ordered hot dogs and sodas and stuff. And I took the groceries to the car, and I was waiting for her. And I'm I put you on. I saw your live pop up, and I put you on. And I was like, hey, you read my super, you said hi. And I was, just watching you and listening to you and trying to support you while I was there as well. Telling people, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and go over to Teresa. I've said that at a different video I pulled up your channel and was like, people need to go over and subscribe and support you. But my wife called and was like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm in the car. Where are you? She's like, I can't carry all of these hot dogs and sodas. And then I had to stop watching. I had to go help her bring the hot dogs and sodas to the car. But so glad you're here. Hope you're doing good. I really do. I hope you're doing good, and it's good to see you. Let's see. Okay, so like I said, if you guys want me to cover something specific, please throw in a super chat and I will write it down. I won't be able to get to the ones that are just in the normal live chat. It's going to be going too fast. I can't just keep popping them up. That's the way they'll be. I can get to them. All right. I don't know if you guys heard. So JD Vance. So we're going to start with this because it's like breaking news. JD Vance and Trump were not in DC, and then yesterday they both were rerouted and like plans were canceled. They went back to DC and had like an emergency meeting, and supposedly it was something to do with Iran, maybe. And now that everyone's there, right? Like a lot of I don't know what part of the administration, but a lot of the important people are there. Oh, cool. Well, let me finish this statement and then I'm going to read this super chat. Thank you, by the way. There were multiple shots fired at the White House. So we're going to watch that video. And can I do, Teresa, do you know, or Mystic and Glenn Coco, if I play a video of a reporter on the White House lawn and you can hear gunshots in the background, is that okay? I never know with YouTube, man. I know you can't like show weapons and stuff, but like if you hear the gunfire, is that allowed? Man, I just hate it when I never know with YouTube. Let's see. With all the financial digging that was done, did anyone look into the UVU employees funds for potential payoffs to rush the plan, like the pre-plan, right? Like to expedite the plan to have the event there on September 10th, plan the event. It may have been, and I just missed it, but I'd like to know. Oh, wait, Frank, someone said something similar last night. Why was the UVU event fast-tracked and approved within 7 weeks? It was requested on July 11th, and then, and we know Candace made that announcement way back that it's not a typical time frame. Usually it's like 6 to 9 months is what the normal time frame it would be of selecting an event venue and then reaching out and getting it all planned and approved in time for the event. But I'm going to add this part in where it's employee funds. So UVU employees funds for potential payoffs to rush the event, to rush and approve the event. Yep. All right. Cool. From what I know, Frank, right now, no one has, that I know of, right, has looked into an employees fund at UVU or the employees funds at UVU to see if anyone received a potential, I don't know, bribe or payoff to rush the event to get it approved. And I think likewise, a good one would be to also look at that same, like kind of that same thing, but with the cover, the cleanup and the, the cover up of the crime scene. What is the term? It's literally, oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't think of the term. Like when you cover up, you pave over, I don't know. Same with I'll put same with the crime scene after the fact. All right. Did anyone tell me if I am allowed to, am I allowed to play the video that I'm about to play and there's gunshots in the background. Do you guys know if, let's see, did someone answer that before they canceled the audit? Yeah, I saw. Yep. It is a developing story. Too many. Tell us about. I don't know if anyone answered me on that. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I guess we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Maybe if I turn it down a bit. Let's see. It's on the screen. Yes. All right.
President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart. No.
I don't know. I mean, this is on YouTube. Oh, it's got CapCut. I don't know. I don't want it to mess up the stream. But this, wait, why didn't it? Okay. So this just happened. Let me see. This was posted 2 hours ago. No description. Yeah. So it says shots fired at the Trump White House, and Trump was inside, and I think JD was inside too. Let me go to, let's see. Suspect unalived after opening fire on Secret Service agents outside the White House. It says watch live. I don't know if it'll let me though, because it is the BBC. It's like another actual news network, and every time I get copyright for that. It's but I'll read what it says. So suspect unalived after shooting at Secret Service agents, officials confirm. A person has been shot and unalived after they opened fire outside the White House. The U.S. Secret Service confirmed it. Here is their statement in full. Shortly after 6 p.m. on Saturday, an individual in the area on 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue pulled a weapon from his bag and began firing. Secret Service police returned fire, striking the suspect, who was transported to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased upon arrival. During the shooting, one bystander was also struck by gunfire. No injuries were sustained by officers. The president was inside the White House during the incident. However, no protectees or operations were impacted. This incident remains under investigation, and additional information will be released as it becomes available. And then, yeah, this just sources told CBS News between 15 and 30 gunshots were fired, and that it appeared to be a single gunman who had approached the Secret Service agents and shot at them unsuccessfully. Those agents then returned fire. 2 people were wounded and in the shooting, and then both have been taken to the hospital. Yeah, and then the shooter was pronounced dead upon arrival. And they've not heard anything yet from President Trump, but it says it comes just 1 month after the gunman opened fire at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Yeah, of course. You know, they need the freaking ballroom, guys. You know, the ballroom, you know, the BAAL, the BAAL. Yeah, ballroom. You know, guaranteed they're going to come out, you know, after this and be like, yeah, this is just another reason we need, because we can take, you know, all the administration and staff down there, and we'd be safe, you know, in this in the new underground bunker that we have there. expedite the funding, make the taxpayers pay for it, even though they promised no one will pay. No taxpayer money is going to be used for this, just like with the wall, right? No, oh, no, we got it covered. It's going to be from donations or I'll pay for it, says Trump. Never the case. Never the case. So ain't that just a beauty? Let me go share, exit. All right. I think this is the one we'll start with, the Sean Ryan. All right. Oh, also, I haven't had a chance to, let me see if Jay is going to be live soon. Hold on. Because Jay is going to be covering something, I think, tonight. I don't know if it's tonight. He didn't. Did you guys see that weird thing about that that one general that had like a mask on? I'll show you real quick. Hold on. Let me share this tab. Wait. Make it smaller. I know. Oh, okay. Couple things. So I'm going to talk to you about the Jay thing in a second, and what he might be talking about tonight. But this happened yesterday, and I didn't know if you guys saw it. It just popped up on my feed, and I was like, this is an interesting thing. And I wanted to see your guys' take on it. Let me go to the actual video of the dude. Was this showing what the flap looks like? Let's see. Do they actually show the flap right there? Yeah, here it is. Let me back up to where he starts. Right here.
Viral tweet that I've had in probably a couple of allegedly retired Vice Admiral Robert Hayward appearing on Fox News. I'm going to play this clip here for you guys. I want you to focus on the bottom here, where you can see what looks to be somewhat of a disconnect.
Yeah, I mean, you guys see that, right? But is it possible like it's a shadow? You guys see it right here in his like throat area? Can you guys explain what you think that might be? Why is that the screen that makes his skin look like literal checkerboard? Or is that also something else going on with
a sharp, jagged line at his neck that, in my opinion, at least when I'm looking at this slowly, zoomed in here, it looks like it's completely disconnected from whatever's underneath what could be allegedly, hypothetically, a full-on sophisticated face mask that he's wearing on Fox News.
Face and neck.
Face.
This is so weird. Let's see. Do they show another part of it here? Yeah, and this is what he normally looks like. I don't even know if that's the same guy. I mean, it does. Okay, his nose looks the same. I mean, it looks like similar. Why is he wearing the exact same clothes? It's a totally different day. The one on the left and the one on the right. It's like not even. Why is he wearing the exact same clothes? Yeah, his neck looks totally different. His face, he looks way younger here. His skin's tighter, unless that's like AI that they messed with, or I don't know. Or see, let's see, do they play another clip of him? No, that's it. But I don't know. Did you guys see that when it came out yesterday? SB43. Oh, I saw that about California. Coast audits. Are you currently in California? Are you near Garden Grove? Did you guys hear about that? I don't know if any of you guys heard about that chemical plant spill in Garden Grove yesterday. Let's see. I don't know if I could play. news. I always get in trouble when I do that. Man, all these are other news channels. Wait, I should be allowed to, right, Mystic? Mystic, shouldn't I be allowed to play, like, briefly a clip from the news as long as I, like, pause it and add commentary, right? Like copyright and fair use disclaimer, right, Mystic? And Glenn or whoever else is there. Is MRK here today? Is Bree here? Renita's not here. Hey, Matt. Hey, everyone. Sorry I'm late. It's okay. Charisse Click. Good to see you. Oh, what up, Crystal? Let's see. Okay, so I guess I won't play the clip of the chemical plant spill because I just don't want to be, I don't want it to mess with my thing. It came out of the organization. Okay. I got to stay focused. Okay, one of the things that I was going to say about Jay, and that's what I was going to pull up Jay, if he's going live tonight, that a couple people and Jay on X has found out that the Club America chapters, a lot of them are fake, right? Let's see. Oh, if I go to my messages, then I can click on him. Let's go to Jay. Oh, no worries. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah. Good. Let me click on him because Jay did some researching. Let's see. Denying. Okay, that's not the one. The dang ballroom man. Let's see. Where's the one about the different? Is this it? Let's see. East Baton Rouge Activision Hub. Bro, this is Academy Sports, not dang Learning Academy. Let me share this. Boom. All right. So Jay and I mean, so far it's mainly Jay that I see covering this, but maybe there's other people as well. But that there's Club Americas that are supposedly like actual Club America, chapters at these, schools or different places around the United States. And they're getting funding, and some of them are fake. They like don't even, they're like in the middle of nowhere, like this one. Here we go. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's a house. Okay, I guess it could be somebody's house, but do you have an activism hub near you on the Club America map? I would encourage you to pull it up. Yeah, actually, watch this. Wait. Let's go here. Let me scroll down. Let me share this tab. All right, let's go up here. Washington, Coeur d'Alene area. Boom. Okay. Hold on one second. I got to adjust something real quick. All right. So let me go back to here. Let me click on, so Coeur d'Alene, and then Coeur d'Alene here. All right, Post Falls. Let's look at this one. Rathdrum. Well, let me click on it. How do I? All right, now we can pull up the Google Maps. Wait, is there a way to zoom in? Yeah, let's zoom in. So this one's at Lakeland High School. All right, this is Lakeland High School. And then let me pull up Google Maps. Wait, Google Maps or Google Earth? Google Earth. That'll be better. Oh, please don't interrupt my stream. Okay, it didn't. And then this one is Rathdrum Activism Hub. All right, let's zoom in. Let's see where it is exactly. What? It's in the middle of the street? It doesn't give you the address. It just says school. Okay, there's no school right there. I know where that is. Watch. All right, let me find the street. So this is going to be McCartney Street and West 53. Let me zoom out a bit so we can get some of these cross streets. All right, so McCartney and West 53. Let's look on here. Hopefully it didn't do anything. Okay, cool. All right, now where can I zoom in? It's going to be like right in here. Right. Let's see. Yeah, if that's so that's Lakeland High School where they said let's see. That's this one right here. So this is Lakeland High School. All right. And that would make sense why Club America's chapter would be at Lakeland High School. All right. And then, but this one, there's no school right there. I'm going to check it out. So here's Lakeland High School. All right. And then let me zoom into, maybe it's that one, the alternative high school. Where's McCartney? I'm pretty sure this is, why won't it say the street name? That is, let's go 3D. No. How do I get the streets? Let me back up. So Rathdrum City, I need it to spin. Let's see. Okay, that is where you cross over the train tracks. Living Water Fellowship. Let me get it all the way around. Boom. All right. Now let's go back here. Let me pull this up. Let me zoom. Wait, how do I make this like a satellite image or I can't? Oh my goodness, my contact just froze. All right, so, all right, I see that. Hold on. Because we're trying to find out if this is actually, all right, so Main Street, that is where you cross over the train tracks. Here's the train tracks. Okay, so Main Street and then McCartney is right there. Let's see if I zoom in, will it? It doesn't give you more, it gives you less to look at. All right. I wonder if they do that on purpose. Why is it in the middle of the street? That's the other thing I don't understand. Let's go back here. All right, so if, yeah, this is the train tracks, Main Street. That's a little, this is a little pizza joint. Yeah, that is the pizza joint. So then McCartney is going to be, where's the next street to turn into? That's too far down. Okay, that's the gas station. Main ditch. Let's see. I wonder if they're saying it's this then, the fellowship, the church. I bet they're saying, maybe if I back up, it'll start saying the street names. Do I need to go to a different view to get the street names? Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do is Google Maps it. Let's go to Google Maps. Let's go to Google Maps. That'll give me the street names. Let's go to Rathdrum. Okay, there we go. But let me get, how do I get the satellite like terrain? No. No. Oh, satellite. There we go. Okay. And okay, here we go. Let's go this way. Let me zoom in. Yep, there's West 53. Okay. Mill Street. And then we're looking for McCartney. Okay, so it's McCartney's right here. So that we have the fellowship. So then let me go back to Google Earth. Okay. Because then I can zoom in. And it's this building. This is the building they're saying it is right here. Right? Because let's look at the Club America. Make sure, am I sharing all these? Okay, cool. I am. All right, so yeah, there's McCartney. Rathdrum Activism Hub, and it says school, and it's just in the middle of the road. So I guess maybe they're saying it's this building right here. So if this is McCartney, let's go to here. That's this building right here. Let's go 3D. Wait, I'll let it spin. Hold on. East Green Acres main ditch. No. It's that building right there. Wait, isn't that a restaurant? Yes, that's a freaking restaurant, dude. Yes, this is a restaurant. This is a breakfast restaurant. You can even see the sign. I got cinnamon. I got a cinnamon bun there before. Was not impressed, and I love cinnamon buns. Not impressed. So let's go back to Google Maps. Let's see. Can we go? How can we go 3D on this one? We got terrain. No traffic, transit, biking. Is there a way to go 2D or 3D on this one? Saved, recents, Rathdrum. Let's see. Usually there's a way to go 3D on here. Oh, let's go into the little person. Here we go. All right, how do I? There it is. Wait, is that? Let's see. Yeah, there's McCartney. Okay. Right? Wait. No, I don't want to go too far. I want to be able to read the sign. Okay, yes, there's McCartney. So it's this building. Can we go in here? And it says take and bake meals, milkshakes, and cake bar. It says personal chef Northwest. Is there a way that I can turn? How do I turn the camera? I mean, turn my view. Let's go like that. There we go. Yeah, and there's nothing on the other side because it's a freaking train track. So let's look. If this is McCartney, okay, which it is, and then right here, this is McCartney, and it's saying it's in the middle of the road. So it would have to be this building, which is this building. And then the blue one is there. Okay. And then, yep, there's the blue roof. So this is it. There's nothing here. Okay, let's go down here. Maybe it's this one. That's just a freaking abandoned building of some kind. There's nothing there. That's so weird. Okay, so I think we probably just found a fake one right there. Number one. What is this one called? The Rathdrum Activism Hub. I got to tell Jay. Rathdrum Activism Hub. And then let me back up. Let's see. Let's go here. Lake City High School. That's going to be at the high school. So that makes sense. All right. And it is probably at the high school. I know where the high school is. Yeah, that's the high school. What's this one? Coeur d'Alene High School. All right. That checks out. What's this one? Post Falls High School. Yeah. So it's the activism hubs. Those are the ones that Jay was saying are really sus. All right. So this one is the Coeur d'Alene Activism Hub. Is that the lake? Yes. Okay. So I know where that is. Let's go here. Come attitude. Okay. Let's back up. Sorry, I don't mean to make you dizzy. All right, here it is. Right here. It's going to be right on that bend, right? Let's see. Yeah, right on the bend. All right, let me go in. Yeah, I think it's going to be. Wait, if that's the golf course, then it's further down this way. There we go, because there's the point. Let me see the point. Let me back up on this one. Hold on. Yeah, the point. All right. Again, it's in the middle of the street. Watch. Look how bizarre this is. It's just in the middle of the street. Like, are they doing this intentionally? Like, not having real places? All right, so it's going to be like downtown Coeur d'Alene. And I need to find the cross streets. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Once I get it to right where I want it, boom, I'm going to scoot. All right, so now let's look at this one. Let me back up. All right, so it's on 90 and North 4th Street. So, I need to do it on the maps one. How do I get out of this? There we go. And then, what if I type in? So take that out. Let's go to. Yeah, CDA. Okay, I don't need all of those freaking. I just want satellite. Where's. Where's just the regular satellite? There we go. How do I take off the roads? I don't need the roads, bro. Transit off. There we go. All right. No, stop it. All right, there's the point. All right, make that go away. Because this is that point, and then downtown, North 4th Street, right here. Let me zoom in. North 4, or that's 3rd, North 4th Street, right here. We have the Crown and the Thistle Pub, affordable custom builders. Okay. You have the Little Psych Shop. Okay, better not be that one. Coffee shop. Let's see. Can we go to Street View? Yeah, and I'll just turn. Yeah, we have a bank. Yeah, corner store. The Moose Mug. And then this, what is this? The Beacon. Yeah, this is so weird. Like, look, it's just in the middle of the freaking street. And that's the activism hub in Coeur d'Alene. Let me see. Because then I can go back. CDA activism hub. All right. Let's see. I just got another super. We got Frank. Okay. I have to sign off for the night, but I wanted to send another super in support. Oh, thank you. I rarely get to catch you live. And tonight was 2 in a row. Cool. Hopefully I'll catch you another one soon. What time do you usually have that you can catch a live? I can, and like Sundays, do you do like no social media on Sundays, Frank? Because like I have a little bit more of a wiggle room on Sundays. Like I could do maybe like 4 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. PST, if that would help at all. Maybe email me. You don't have to do another super. You already given 2. Thank you. Email me. Maybe you don't have to tell me where you live, but your time zone and some of the times that work best for you. That'd be great. Okay, let's see. I wasn't able to see what you guys were commenting while I was doing that. Wilkes Training School closed 201, St. Pat. There's no... Delaney, are you talking about? So 31 say no chapters. Club America claimed 12,000 plus chapters, right? Kevin, the fake Club America TPUSA chapters. Yeah, MapQuest. To go into your actual settings for Methodi. Let's see. The can't you just use like a Google link to location or look up the street name on Google Maps? Matthew Clean has the same sound as Mr. Clean. That's true. That's true. Matthew Clean. With 2 T's, Miss LB Dub. With 2 T's. What is Matt talking about? Okay, so to catch you up, let's see. I can show you on this post here by Jay the Yapper. Well, first, let me make myself big. TPUSA initially, right, was starting as college age. That's who it was trying to reach. And it opened TPUSA chapters, turning point chapters on college campuses. And it was trying to reach college age students and adults, right? Well, after supposedly, and I think it's true, I think Charlie did have some sort of dream and goal, ambition to open high school chapters, right? Which in my opinion would have been fine for Charlie, right? Charlie doesn't have all the same weird, suspicious, questionable things in his past that Erica Kirk does, or even that like Andrew Colvett or Tyler Boyer. Charlie by himself being the head of the organization who became very politically active and mindful in high school. I can understand why he would have that desire and dream to open high school Club America chapters. But now that he's gone, with Erica Kirk doing it, it's just it's weird. It's weird. And sorry, I don't mean to keep hitting the mic. And what Jay found is that a lot of these Club America chapters that they're supposedly claiming they're not real. Let's see. So he says, do you have an activism hub near you on the Club America map? I would encourage you to pull up a real map and see what the address is attached to. Jay decided to look into the Macomb Activism Hub, and well, it's someone's house in the middle of nowhere, Macomb or Macomb, in a one road in and one road out town. Maybe that random homeowner is the president and CEO of Club America Activism Hub. Doubt it. Let's see. So principals and employees are coming out saying they have never heard of Club America TPUSA. Interesting. Well, Club America has clearly heard of them because they have a fake chapter listed at their school. I imagine we double the list today from 30 to 60 fake chapters. Stay tuned. And then he said, the high school I work at is listed. We do not have a Club America. Principal said he's never heard of one since he's been with the district 10 years, and we only have one high school in the district. Okay. So, yeah, I might even need to reach out to my local high school to see if, even though it's listed at the high school, they may not even have heard of Club America. So that's very, very interesting. So that's what we were looking at, okay, to answer your questions. These fake Club America chapters that, TPUSA has listed on, let's see if they have a list on this website of just the list of their chapters. Let's see. Chapter charter agreement. No. Resources, get involved, resource library events, Patriot rewards, shop, media, donate. Let's go to resources, student resources, register to vote. About Club America. The future starts here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so it says full-time staff. Is that 70 or 10? 70, because it has the dash. 70 plus full-time staff, 1,200 clubs, 14,000 plus students involved. Josie Mitzel, Nick Coca, and Brandon Schubert. I want to see an actual list, and it says Turning Point USA is a 501c3. We know that. Can't click on that. Let's see. How is there no Club America actual list of all the chapters? Start a club, become a future winner, risk taker, leader. Okay, so here is all the supposed chapters. So I would look, if this map looks like it might be near where you live, I'd look it up and see if they're being honest with you guys as to if a chapter actually exists where they say it exists. Because when I looked up this area, and it says at 16, I'm gonna look up the rest too. Not today, but there's a lot. I'm gonna look up all these and find out how many are fake chapters. All right, let's get to the Sean Ryan, Brian Harple episode. All right. I can take these off of there. All right. Now, this is the meat and potatoes of the show. All right. If you guys have comments, questions, or things I miss, throw in a super. I'll get to it as we go. Let's get into it.
At some point, some people need to be put in the Wayback Machine.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not going to disagree with you on that one. So let's talk about the immediate response. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
Could you tell it was gunfire?
Yes.
How could you tell?
I've been around gunfire my whole life. That's the first one. And so, and there's
I hit the wrong one. Sorry. So Brian Harple was not prior military. Okay. He was a cop in Texas for X amount of years, like his whole career. Okay. One of his appointments, he was a bike cop. Let's see if it'll pull up. I don't know if ChatGPT will do it for me. I know Crystal Mullen, if you're still here, Crystal looked into this, I think. Let's go to chat. Where's chat? Let's see if it'll bring it up. Let's see. And if not, then I can. Brian Harple reportedly served as a police officer. All right, let me share this. Okay. That's my face. I know. All right. I'll zoom in. So Brian Harple reportedly served as a police officer in Texas for approximately 14 years. That's not a full career before transitioning into private security and executive protection. So he didn't do a full career with the police. Multiple interviews and biographical summaries describe his law enforcement background as including assignments in patrol operations, tactical units, criminal interdiction, narcotics, bicycle unit. This is the one I think Crystal was talking about, and training and administration roles. According to publicly available biographies tied to podcast and interview appearances he received. Well, I mean, that just means he said that. If it's tied to podcast and interview appearances, that just means he said that. He received more than 25 commendations during his career in 14 years. That's on valor, meritorious service, life-saving, officer of the year, additional reported credentials, a Texas Master Peace Officer license, graduation from the International Law Enforcement School of Public Supervision, this one is the interesting one for me, completion of Southern Methodist University's Cape Intelligence Program. I want to see what that is. Let's see. Well, is it going to pop it up? All right, let me back up. So it says the Cape Intelligence Program associated with Southern Methodist University refers to the university's executive education and intelligence and analysis training programs that have been offered through SMU. And SMU, that's the Mustangs, professional and continuing education divisions. So in the context of Brian Harple's biography, completed SMU's Cape Intelligence Program is generally presented as advanced intelligence and security-related professional training, not as a traditional undergraduate or graduate degree, just kind of like as a certificate in training. Public descriptions of CAPE program have associated it with instruction in areas as intelligence gathering and analysis, protective intelligence, well, he sucks at that, threat assessment, he sucks at that, executive protection planning, he sucks at that as well, counterterrorism concepts. Yeah, I mean, if Philly was involved in the assassination, which we think they are, then counterterrorism concepts, he sucks at that too. And information analysis and operational security, he sucks at that as well. All right. Yeah. So he's just one big walking contradiction and fraud, in my opinion. All right. Let's hit.
There's a different type of gunfire, right?
Really?
We were at Berkeley last night, and You heard somebody decided to pop off some bunch, and they were loud, like 6.
Oh, and I remember Candace Owens. So let me watch. I'll tell you what I'm about to say in a second. What is it called? When you so you record it, but then when you post it and then post it. Let's see. Okay, the interview between Brian Hartpole and Sean Ryan was publicly released on November 17th, 2025 as episode 254 of the Sean Ryan Show. An early access version was posted on the Patreon on November 14th. So this is where Candace actually got this wrong. So she thought he filmed this on the 16th because it posted on the 17th. Okay. But it obviously was filmed either on the 13th to be posted on the 14th, or it was filmed and posted on the 14th live, right? As for when it was actually recorded, there does not appear to be an officially published recording date. However, there are contextual clues from the interview itself. Sean Ryan states during the interview that Charlie Kirk was killed exactly 2 months and 1 day ago, right? So if it was on, his assassination was September 10th, that would place this recording approximately on November 11th, give or take a few days. So maybe November 11th or November 12th or 13th. Interesting. And that aligns with the Patreon early access on the 14th of November. Okay. And that's important because of this Berkeley statement. He says Berkeley was last night. So let's see. Now let's see when the Berkeley event was. Could not find a publicly verified when Brian Hartpole was at a specific Berkeley event prior to the appearance on Sean Ryan. Yeah, it doesn't. A Turning Point USA event at Berkeley. So yeah, when was this one? So yeah, there we go. So the UC Berkeley Turning Point USA event that Brian Hartpole was connected to, connected to take place on November 10th, 2025 at the Zellerbach Hall on the campus of University of California, Berkeley. That's interesting. So that means this interview was filmed on the 11th. And I forget why that was really important to Candace. It was, do you guys remember? Can someone throw in a super chat? Why did Candace say it was important to know when Brian did the interview with Sean Ryan? Because he says something in this episode that relates to her. Do you guys remember? Oh, thanks. Bree Baby X made this hoodie. Okay. We eventually, you guys, are going to have merch. Like, let me grab something. Hold on 1 second. Don't go anywhere. All right. One of the things that we have that came with the sign that I got, and we sent some of these out to the mods, and we can send it to the other mods, but we can also make it available eventually. It's it's backwards. It's like a desk weight or like a desk sign, you know. But yeah, we are gonna make We are going to make merch. Like, let's see. Let me go. But it has to be. Let me go back. Let's see. How do I look up? All right, cool. I'll pull that up in a second, but let me read these that just popped up. We got, okay, how did they convince Charlie Kirk to do the UVU event right after his Asia tour? When was the September 10th restaurant interview booked? Why was a busy month? Well, they had to keep him busy for lots of reasons. So I'm going to write this down. How did they convince? Did they convince CK to do the UVU event? Yeah. Well, okay. So I know that the UVU event was requested on July 18th, right? And it was rushed like never before. And the Asia event, I think, was also rushed. The restaurant. I'm going to look into all of this. It'll be easier if I just take a picture of it. Let me go back. Hold on one second. Oh my goodness. Sorry, you guys. I forgot to turn my phone off of silent. Rough. I don't know what that means. What do you mean, Mystic? Rough cut intro, but it's all good. I don't know what that means. Oh my goodness. All right. Gosh, people. All right. That way I can have that. And I'll look into that. Let's see. Mystic, thank you for gifting the 5 Blackline Brief memberships. And then he said Candace Owens was talking about him before the Sean Ryan podcast. Interesting. Yeah, and she said, I think that she referenced the 19th, right? Because this was aired on the 17th. And she thought that meant it was filmed on like but that gives her even more time because it actually was filmed on November 11th. So when you went live, it was abrupt and you were already talking to us. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, man, I can't. I'm darned if I do. I'm darned if I don't. Maybe I can put in like a 10-second countdown. Like I liked the countdown, but supposedly it like hurt the distribution of the video. I don't know. I never, I don't have the ability to make a intro video. If someone's skilled in that and they want to do that and send it, that'd be great. And I'll give you props and I'll point people back to whatever channel or your company or you, if that's what you would like. I know I think Crystal had started and she did the song, which was really cool, but we didn't have a video for it. But it says live. Maybe I didn't hit the unmute. Maybe I started talking before I unmuted it. I don't know. It is what it is, Let's see. I agree, Jim Bear. I think we all want. Well, you're the one that made it, Bree. Of course. But let's see. I was going to show you guys this. These are just some concepts. Wait. Obviously not the one with the Idaho, because like most people are like, I like this is the design I really like. Obviously, you guys don't have to do green, but there's like sweatpants, right? We can do hat, shirt, sweatpants, hoodie, beanie. This one's kind of cool too. I like that. Am I sharing it? Yes, I am. All right. The green one. That one's kind of cool. I mean, I like that one for me, but for those of you that aren't in Idaho, then, This one's cool. I like this one. And then let's see. No, I don't like those. No, I don't like those. No, I don't like those. Let's see. Is that all of them? I think so. I did not have too much caffeine, sweetie. I was just trying to read the things quickly because it's boring. If I read them too fast, because I didn't want you guys just staring at the words. So if I read too fast, I apologize. All right. Let's see. All right. Are you guys saying Jim, you're saying I have ADHD? I do. We can do multiple colors. Yes, we can. Yep. Let's see. Always be true. Get it from. Okay, I'm a little bit behind on that. All right. Let's continue.
7 M80s at a time, and people started panicking and running. And one of my guys, look, I said, that's not
okay. So he's not talking about UVU. He was talking about the Berkeley event, and it sounded like M80s or someone did do multiple M80s at a time, and people went running because he's talking about. He was asked about, the gunshot, the big bang at UVU.
gunfire. It's a different sound. You have an attribution of sound, and so you're used to it, and having a range, and so you're around it, and you even get to like, well, that was a rifle, that's a pistol, that's a big boy rifle, that's subsonic. I mean, you can PID all those with your ear. I'm no sniper, but you're out there hanging out with those guys, and you get that sniper's ear pretty quick because they say, hear that? That's what that is. And so,
yeah, I don't believe him. Because if we were to look at the video, I shouldn't have taken it off of X. Let me go to X. Let's go to the video. Bookmark. Let's go to share here. Wait, I don't want to go too close. So Hunter's not up yet. Wait, is it not on the screen? Oh, it is, but it's just that is loud. Holy smokes. Make sure it's sharing. Okay, cool. Let's see. I do not. Maybe let me unshare it and let me make sure it is not the part that shows. Let me mute it, and then let me see how far I can go. So Hunter's not up yet. He's not up yet. All right, so right there at 10:20. Okay, it's blurred. I wonder if I can share this. Let me see something before I share it to the screen. 1 second. I need to make sure it doesn't. Okay, and he goes down. I think I could share it right here. Once he goes down, boom. All right, right there. Okay. Brian Harpole doesn't. I can go back to that, but there's a part that I really, when he starts talking about what he does when he gets over there. But when the shot rings out, he doesn't attribute to the location. Okay. In fact, I can probably. get that right dialed in without actually showing. Let's see. Man, I'm so nervous with YouTube, you guys. Oh, he's off screen. It doesn't show Brian from this angle. But let me go back to where the guy jumps over. Just give me 1 second, and then we're going to look at. All right, I'll pause that. All right, let's finish listening to Brian, because then when we get to the part where he talks about what he's doing, we'll look at the video. But he doesn't. There's another video that shows. It's from a handheld. It's from a phone that shows Brian Harple, and he's like, he's doing his thing. The Big Bang rings out. He doesn't. He actually like hesitates and like doesn't do anything. He doesn't look over at the Losi Center. He doesn't actually turn towards any of wherever the Big Bang came from. He like does nothing. And then he looks, and then he runs over to Charlie. So his whole spiel that he can even tell you what kind of gun it is. High velocity. Is it a rifle? Is it silenced? Is it subsonic? No, Brian can't. Okay. Brian don't.
I've got my back to Charlie about, I don't know, less than 10 meters off to his right. And my area of responsibility, we had a lot of people coming up some staircases there, and it was starting to fill in. And so I was watching that, and I remember I heard the gunfire, and then I don't know if you've heard this, but I heard that bullet slap him.
And that's not a real thing. If it is, I've never heard of it, and I've never experienced that. But I mean, other people like Mike Ritlin, Mike Glover, and other, special operation guys. I mean, I don't know why Sean Ryan doesn't say, because Brian says, he goes, I don't know if you've heard of it or if you've experienced it. I heard the bullet slap him. Of course you did. That totally tries to solidify the Fetslop narrative that a bullet, high velocity, right, contacted Charlie's neck, and I heard it. No. Sean doesn't go like, yeah, totally. I've had that happen. I've seen and then heard and then watched, and yeah, totally. I can second that. Sean doesn't say that.
And so, so you hear two sounds actually. And so you hear the actual shot, and then you hear the bullet hit him in the neck, like you hear it. And
so why doesn't Sean go like, yes? Why doesn't Sean's not nodding his head in agreement? Why isn't Sean confirming what Brian's saying? Why?
In my head, I had an attribution to that. I know what that is. And so I turned, and when I turned, started running, that's when Dan grabbed him. And I mean, this is a live fire event. It's not, everybody thinks in hindsight, well, this is a one-shot assassination. No, in our heads, there's
you don't
fire.
know what that is.
There's fire. There's more to come, right? And so Dan grabs Charlie, and then
who's Dan?
Dan was the guy standing right next to Charlie when he got shot on the stage.
Dan Flood. And Dan Flood's the guy that actually texted Chief Long the night before about, the roof above Charlie. But Brian lies in this interview and says it was him. But then in the Gary Melton interview says, no, that was Dan. So Dan Flood is the guy that steps forward, touches his arm, and then the Big Bang rings out. Okay. That's Dan Flood.
And then I was to the right of Dan.
Okay.
And so he grabs him, and then I turn and see him start to the ground. But then I'm just thinking gunfire. And then he's leading to the ground because I'm on his right, where he was shot right here in the left of his neck. And so I jumped down on top of Charlie to cover him, because where we're at, it's concealment at best. It's a tabling with cloth on it, so it's not hard cover.
So concealment is when something can conceal you, like obstruct whoever might be shooting at you can't see you. So it's concealment at best. Cover, hard cover is like behind a car, behind a building, behind a rock, like a big one, not a little one, but one where you actually have cover, right? So like you're not in danger of more rounds coming at you. But concealment, you're still in danger, all right? Because it's just a table and it's like a tablecloth on top of it. So he says concealment at best. So let's go back here. At this point, right, we got Frank Turek, and then we have Brian Harple, Dan Flood, Charlie's on the ground. Here we got Hunter Kozak doing his planned and practiced, oh my gosh, hands on the head face. And let's see. I don't want it super loud. All right. Let's hear what he says first, and then I'll play the video and we'll see if it matches up.
So our guys are starting piling back in, and they're down, putting a human shield around him, but it's still just concealment. It's not cover. And so I initially dove down on top of him and just was on him almost face to face. And then when I was doing that, I went down, I could see the wound.
All right, so now let's check and see if he's lying. Okay. Turn it down. I don't want that to be. All right, he's down. He's kind of face to face with them, but now he's up, right? And you have Rick Cutler. All right. Frank takes off. So Mikey left, Blake left. What's his name? Terrell Farnsworth left, and then you have the Y Refi guy. But let's see. Now Frank Turek. Oh, that's where they're about to pick him up. So he's down for a very short amount of time before they get him off the X.
So I immediately shoved my hand into the wound to stop the bleeding, just trying to find.
That's not true, because on the other video that shows his actual hands, they're not bloody at all. We don't see any blood at all. And there's not even enough time for him to be shoving his hands in the wounds. Okay.
The pressure, and it was coming out still, and I'm on top of him, like close, and it was still coming out enough that I guess it squirted through my fingers and I could taste it on my lips.
Such a lie.
And so I was like, man, this is a bad wound.
That's such a lie. He's only down close to Charlie for like a half a second, and then he's up high where you see him. You only don't see him for like a split second.
Right. And so I was just pushing that, and I don't know at that time. I know when you look at the clock, I was on him within 5 seconds and had my hands in him. And then I don't know when I put the first piece of medical on him. It was sometime after that, because I carry it right here, and that's why you carry it on you.
He doesn't do that. He doesn't pull his medical bag and start putting anything on Charlie. I'm so nervous with this, but so, okay, he's down for like a second. Okay, so we have Brian Harple's head. Am I showing it? Yeah. All right. Brian Harple down here. This was the guy that was in front that jumped over. And then we have Dan Flood, and Charlie's head is like around where the Y Refi guy's feet are. His bag is not pulled around. Brian Harple's bag. I can't, because then they're going to pull him up.
You got to have it there. So, but then I remember pulling back away and thinking, damn, this is bad. Like it's coming out. And I don't remember saying this, but the guys told me, and you can kind of see it on the video. I said, prep the car. And
you can't see that on the video. You can see this on the video. What video is he talking about? The UVU review video that's freaking like 100 something feet or more away. You can't see their lips and like prep the car. He does try to hand something to the Y Refi guy, and it's like this weird like handoff, and then there's nothing there. if anything, he does maybe point and go like, go get the car ready. Maybe. I don't know though. But it doesn't, the video doesn't show that.
Just prep, and you see the two guys just poof, take off. And that car's
You see two guys like poof, take off. No, you don't.
prepped in position, but what I mean, doors are open,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole deal. And so we're doing pressure control there, and it's a carotid artery, so you can't put a tourniquet on it, obviously.
All right, so I just looked at it. Hold on one second. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it to where, right there. All right. So this guy over here that's behind the camera stand, okay? Once they pick Charlie up, so no one has taken off yet to do anything yet. Wait, maybe. Oh, I can't back up yet. In a second, as they're lifting Charlie up, this guy right here takes off. So if he did say prep the car, it's like as they're lifting him up off the ground. I can look and see if it happens before that. Now that I pulled this back up so that you guys, so I don't get busted by YouTube.
And in my head, I'm like, pack pressure pray, man. These are what you can do for that wound. But then, so I'm on top, and then I told the guys, we got to exfil. We're all out here in the open. We're trying to give wound care, and we got to get off this X, right? And so, but I just said, we're exfilling. And so we got up, I think it was like 15, 16 seconds from the time.
No, it's even less than that. It's less than, it may be. I don't have the timer. I think one of the other people's videos does, but it's really fast.
The shot happened to the time we were picking him up and headed.
15 to 16 seconds.
That's what it was, yeah. And so
That's fast.
Yeah, and this is
Brian, we're the best, we're like the pit crew, guys of NASCAR. We're so good that 15 seconds is, it's not our best day.
horrible, but
That is fast to get an initial assessment, plug a hole, pick them up, move them.
yeah. And
Yeah. You would say nearly impossible, Sean, wouldn't you? Like it doesn't sound like that could be done in that amount of time. Okay.
so it's just like, dang. And it's some horrible realities of it too, that like I told the guys this, and I haven't.
Such a faker, dude. Oh my goodness.
When I jumped down on him, he had doll's eyes. And so I was like, man, these are wounds incompatible with life.
You know.
Yeah.
You want to take a break? Let's take a break. You want a minute?
Good.
So I just counted it, and it's actually like 23 seconds from when Charlie is hit. It's not 15 seconds. Let's see. We got Glenn. Gary's first viral video about packing wounds. Brian is verbatim using all of his talking points from it. Then he ended up going on Gary's live. Yeah, we're going to look at that next. Sus, in my opinion, allegedly, laugh out loud. We're going to look at that one next. Okay. But when I just counted it from when Charlie is struck with the Big Bang, it's like 23 seconds before they actually lift him and carry him off. So it's not 15. I mean, he's trying to be literal. So, I mean, like, it's not 15 seconds, guys and girls. All right. He's going to take a break. Let's go to when he comes back after the commercial.
It's fine.
It's mainly the it's going through your head. Like I said, I was like, man, this is a bad wound. It's not compatible with life. And that's an old medical phrase that you use for reporting later. And
I mean, I hate to get graphic, but that's
yeah, no,
how you do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I remember
yeah.
the eye thump.
Yep.
You
And
know, if
so
there's no movement after you thump the eye, that is,
good.
it's
And so,
done.
same. And
It's
so
over.
at the time, I mean, I broke down just then, but I think and some of my close friends had told me I didn't weep a tear after that for like 3 weeks.
That's
Not
weird.
You know, it's like, hey man, and I was like, yeah, there's a time for that. You know, these guys, me, the guys I'm with, we've seen a lot of
That
effects of violence, messed up kids, guys that stick things into kids and just
I forgot somebody had told me something that I do have permission to share. Let me pull it up. Okay. Do you guys remember? And we kind of talked about it last night because I had the video of Mikey McCoy, or yesterday with Mikey McCoy, Andrew Colvett, Blake Neff, and Daisy Phelps. And we were, discussing, he's sitting next to Andrew, and supposedly he ratted on Andrew to Candace through a third party for Candace to investigate Andrew more and to look into him. Well, it seems that person is John Mappin. Okay. And it's very possible that it's John Mappin. Right here, right? We got John Mappin, his wife, Mikey McCoy, and Elizabeth McCoy. Oh, that's my face. Sorry. John Mappin and his wife, Mikey McCoy, Elizabeth McCoy. So it's very on good authority that that's who got the message from Mikey to Candace. Most likely, allegedly, possibly. That's who did it. If it did happen at all, that's who did it. Okay. And I still question, though, that it happened at all. But I spoke with someone that believes it did happen and that the person that did relay that message to Candace from Mikey was John Mappin. So, wait, let's see. What is this one? All right. Let's share this.
Because he couldn't get his lie straight. There's also been a lot said about Mikey McCoy, and I want to address that as well. There have been people saying Mikey McCoy in all of this was the good guy for getting that message out to me, that one message out to me to look into Andrew Colbert. Now, here is what I will say about Mikey McCoy. I always knew and did not share and intentionally pushed on Mikey McCoy because I sensed right away that something was weird about all of the adjectives they kept giving him. The amazing Mikey McCoy, the stupendous Mikey McCoy. Mikey was amazing. Erica said that in her first speech. Mikey was so amazing, amazing. They couldn't say his name without an adjective. And what it sensed to me was
that he was the weak link that they were trying to butter up. Well, I mean, he's still there. And last night when we played the video of him with Andrew gave him like 4 adjectives again.
That actually Mikey wasn't sure about what they had done. They were trying to constantly reassure him that it was okay.
Possibly.
This is how I feel. This is my opinion. Allegedly.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back to this.
horrible people, right? And you compartmentalize that junk, right? So that you can, you got a job to do. And then sometimes those things, when you open that box, they come out, right? And that was one of them. So, I'm sure it's good for me at some point. So we get back to that. And so I'm down on him. And
wait, who was it? Carol Wilson. It's all in the prompt. Matt, what do you mean? What's in the prompt? John B. Mappin. Let's see. Wait, where is it? Carol. What do you mean it's all in the prompt? What do you mean by that? Mikey was walked. Mikey walked so we could run. You're funny. Glenn, you're so funny. Sorry, I got to fix my chair. But I'm interested in, wait, no, this one. Carol, it's all in the prompt, Matt. What do you mean? Can you tell me what you mean? All right, let's continue.
And I don't know if when it sprayed me in the face, it caused me to flinch back or what. But then sometime around then, I said, hey, prep the car. And you see two of the guys just take off towards the car. And then Gibby and Rick and Dan and we.
So he never flinches, just so you know. He never like flinches back, like blood hit him in the mouth. And he's doing the most in this interview, like saying all this stuff happened when it didn't happen. Yeah. Freaking Brian.
And me, I said, hey, that's exfil now, you know? And so we get up and the timeline on that's like 15, 16 seconds, something like that, where you can see we're prepping. But the problem is direct pressure, right? So when you're in a medical deal and you've been in I've had these before on major accidents and GSWs when you show up on causes, you can't give direct pressure and move, right? In exfil, and you have to have counters, like giving CPR. You can't give people CPR like that. You have to have some.
Yeah, that's why there's been so much criticism on why they moved him at all, right? Like no more shots rang out, or big bangs or whatever. Okay. There was multiple police there. There was multiple people, ununiformed police. A lot of people were armed there that day. They should have kept him there on the ground, and then they could have legitimately packed the wound and applied pressure. They should have had an ambulance on scene. A lot of things that happened should not have happened, and a lot of things that didn't happen should have happened. And it's, we'll never know if Charlie could have survived if an ambulance was on scene and if the paramedics and EMTs that were there were allowed to render aid to Charlie, if he would have been kept there on the ground and packed the wound, and, any of the, trauma medicine that could have been delivered could have been done right there and then transported once he was semi like stable in a sense. But no, they did almost nothing, and they pick him up and throw him in the car, and then they rush him off, and we'll never know, because it's those individuals that are the suspicious ones that we think are involved are the ones alone with him in a car that we don't know what happened in that car. We don't know what they did. He said that he put in like 36 something feet or yards of this, gauze in the car, right? But so if you guys remember that SUV, they put Charlie in the passenger rear side door, okay? And it's captain chairs. They drape him across. That means his head is behind the driver, and that's where Rick Cutler is. Frank gets in the back end, right? And then Brian Harple gets in at Charlie's feet. Well, supposedly it's Brian Harple that's actually packing the wound and rendering aid to Charlie's neck. But Charlie's 6'4", 6'5". Brian Harple's at his feet, and he's also hanging out of the door, supposedly, with the door open, and Rick Cutler's holding onto his shirt, keeping him from falling out, and they're going 100-something miles an hour, cutting their own intersection, things like that. And he's reaching 6 feet. Brian's not 6 feet, and he's reaching all the way over to Charlie's neck. We'll never know what actually happened in that car, because none of those people are going to be honest and tell us. I wonder if well, no, he probably turned them off. Dan Flood had the meta glasses on. I wonder if they were filming anyway, though. I don't know.
So it's like, hey, okay, well, let's just get in the car.
You can't.
Yeah, but then
You can't apply direct pressure to move either, because it's the neck, and there goes the airway.
right. And so
And it's just it's damn near the worst.
and then I like
place.
and then you
Yeah, but that's why they should have just done it there. They're not in combat, so it's not like a war zone. They could have done it there. That they should have.
you don't give first aid when it's raining on you still, right?
It wasn't raining on you, though, Brian. Yeah, you don't give first aid if you're getting rained down on. The shot was over 20 seconds ago, right? Or the big bang, whatever it was. Nothing else continued. There wasn't anything else. You guys weren't in danger at all. And there was plenty of people with weapons to provide cover. You could have just taken him around the back and laid him on the concrete and done something and taken care of him there, allowed the medics to come over and take care of him there.
This first shot, second shot, how many more is coming in?
None.
So, you know, and
None.
so I was like, hey, let's just call for exfil. So I called for exfil and said, hey, let's go. The guys had prepped the car. So we're carrying, we trained officer down, I don't know how many times, or, you know, person down, and we were carrying, and you can see it on the video. Rick breaks off at the perfect time. He goes around to the other side, jumps in. We do the drag. Don't try to shove the guy in. Half the team pushes in, the other half team drags from the other side. There's no comms for that. Just knew. He knew that's what we need to do. We've done that. He's done.
Oh my gosh, you like overdoing it, bro. Like, even if you didn't train for that, your guys are a team. You're getting Charlie in the car. That's just like, no, you wouldn't need comms for that anyway. And you wouldn't even need to necessarily train for that. Like, everyone that has experience in this situation, like police, veterans, you're going to just all work together. You're going to see who's holding what limb, what part of his body, what car door's not open. You're going to open it. Someone's going to go to the other side. They're just going to do it. You're acting like this was like you guys just performed so perfect that day. And it was because you trained so well. You're so prepared, and that you guys executed this perfectly because you're just so experienced, so skilled, and so trained. No, the complete opposite. It's like you're a bunch of bumbling buffoons, baboons.
We've got careers built on doing that, real time and training. And so guys weren't helping. Justin gets in. He knows his job to drive. You know, that's his job.
Dang, my wife just slammed the door. She's not watching the video because she brought me a protein shake because she thinks I had too much caffeine. You guys think I had too much caffeine? Take a vote. Did I have too much caffeine? I did have caffeine because I did yard work today. I got it out of the way today. Brought to you by Nuri. Vanilla milkshake protein shake. You can find this at your nearest Costco. Yeah, maybe Costco can sponsor me, or Nuri. Dutch Bros should sponsor me. I love their Rebel energy drink with blue raz and a sour shot. That's what I had. 32 ounce. Yeah, maybe I had too much caffeine.
Dan jumps in. He knows he's nav. And so we're back there. Rick, we pull him across. Frank Turek, and it just jumps in the back. And so he's a known. So I was like, yep, it's Frank, but I'm not going to fight him on it. Frank's there because Frank's hurting, you know.
That makes no sense. Frank's there because Frank's hurting. Frank's a known. Man, dude. Also, he's about to say, I'm not going to reject it because Frank said he's like a father to Charlie. Okay. Did Charlie ever say that? No. Yeah. Frank shouldn't be there. Frank is pointless in that car. There's no reason for Frank to be there at all. Frank is in the way. Frank is a nuisance. He's an obstacle. Just one more thing, one more data point of this, rescue gone completely wrong.
Oh, and it's one of those things where you have dead kids on calls and you're not supposed to let the crime scene be contaminated, but I'm not going to deny a parent the ability to come in and say goodbye to their child.
Okay, yeah. Well, Charlie's not his son, number one. Charlie's not dead yet, dude. That's the other thing. So your whole analogy just like doesn't fit the scenario that you're talking about right now.
And Frank's many times said that Charlie felt like he was his son. I'm not going to deny him that. All this is running.
So stupid.
And so we get in. Charlie was a big man, long. We kind of laugh about it.
Think about that. So this is filmed on November 11th, right? It said November 10th or 11th. 11th. So 2 months after Charlie was brutally assassinated in front of them, probably their only high executive protective client, hopefully, it should be none, because it means you suck at your job if it happens, and it happened that day. So this would be scarred in their memory, right? Traumatic event. They've been working for him since 21 or 22 in front of them, and then bleeds out and dies in their hands. 2 months later, they're laughing about it. 2 months later, they're talking about this story, and they're laughing about how tall Charlie was and that his dying, lifeless body couldn't fit in the car. It's funny to them that his feet got jammed in the car door and that they couldn't shut the door. That's hilarious to them. He's big. He's long. It's like Erica taking a video of her kissing his hands in the casket, or on the Zoom call meeting saying like, my husband's dead. I don't mean to be morbid, but he's dead. I mean, I just don't, these people are like not human, right? They're just like not normal people, not normal behavior, not normal words, not normal decisions, their thoughts. Like, he thought to say this on a freaking massive show that's going to go out to millions of people. It's 2 months after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And in that moment, he goes, yeah, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that we laugh about it. You know, we laugh about it now, how funny it was that we couldn't get his huge, massive, tall body in the car while he's dying. Who freaking does that, dude? This guy does. Turkey Brian. Turkey Brian does that, right? Watch. Where is it? Where's Turkey Brian Harple? Oh, did I take it? Well, I took the Turkey Brian Harple out, I think, but we got this one. Oh, Glenn sent a gift. I don't know. I've never seen one of those before. What gift did you send? How does that work? Does it show up on here? Oh, I don't know. On the other thing, it said Glenn sent a gift.
Now, but we get him in, and but the door's not going to close. We know that. And I just say go. And we didn't even attempt to close it. I told John.
Wait, why would they know that? Why would you know that it's not going to close? Like, you had foreknowledge. You have foreknowledge that the door's not going to close. You can't just move his feet. You can't just move his feet and shut the door. I know people, there are certain people that have looked at certain videos and believe the door was shut, and that this is Brian getting ahead out in front of the narrative, because at this time, the police 911 calls hadn't come out yet, which Barron, I think, ends up releasing later, you know, on in this timeline in the story, that people, while these guys are taking Charlie to Timpanogos Hospital, people are calling in and saying there is a SUV screaming down the road with someone either trying to get out or someone hanging out of the car. And so he needed to get some sort of narrative out there that would explain that when that comes out later.
Justin, go. So he takes off. Dan's already got the route done. We know that because we've done it. And so we take off in direct action. We get out.
I mean, that also doesn't make sense, because if they'd done the route, ran the route, practiced the route, already mapped out the route, they should have gone to the other hospital, which was a higher trauma hospital and closer.
Out onto the main road, and we're in a slick SUV, no lights, sirens, and so we're breaking our own intersections. We're cutting our own traffic. We're doing everything ourselves. Justin's driving I mean, he's trained driver. I mean, that's what our guys go to driving school for, just for that. It's expensive. It costs a lot, but it's a need. And
why would you say that? Okay, the expensive part, you know, it's expensive. It costs a lot. So, like, why is that even important for you to say? I think it's because, like, he is lying throughout this entire interview, and like he's just trying to find things to fill in the space of this interview that he thinks are going to help prove that they are very experienced, very trained, highly skilled, that they took every precaution, that they spared no expense, that they checked every box, and that no one could have given better security to Charlie Kirk that day because, you know, they've trained everything. Oh, they spend all the money, even though it's expensive and it costs a lot. We do that. We do that. Integrity Security Solutions does that because it's worth it. And it was worth it that day because it saved Charlie's life. No, I mean, they did it. It didn't save Charlie's life. Nothing they did that day, all the training and experience and skill, and none of it saved Charlie's life. Nothing they did saved Charlie's life. And then you're going to hear later, oh, the surgeon, the doctor said it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. He was dead instantly. Okay, the medical examiner didn't say that. The surgeon said that. How would the surgeon have known that? Just by looking at the wound? I don't think the surgeon said that. Oh, Charlie could have been shot in the ER, in the OR room, and you still wouldn't have been able to save him. Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
paid off because he drove it like a champion.
Oh, like a champion.
Dan's up in there calling out right lefts for this is next turn, 20 meter, 200 meter.
Dang, Dan is so smart, you guys. Dan can call out right and left. Brian is proud of Dan because Dan is up there like this and he's like left, right. Dan's up there like a champion calling out lefts and rights. The bar's pretty low for Brian. Dan can call his lefts and rights out. It's a champion. That's about as much of a champion as Mikey is a freaking general for freaking walking away, taking off. These dudes, what they're impressed by is so unimpressive. It's impressive how impressed they are with themselves.
First left, so he knows exactly where he's going. Rick and I are in the back. This is where it gets not funny, but you look back on.
Again, it's funny to this dude. 2 months after Charlie literally died in the car, or when he got to the hospital, because they said they got a heartbeat. You never know what to believe with this group of people. You believe none of it, honestly. Like, but once again, so 2 different times in this video, not talking about anything about Charlie before Charlie died. So he's not like in the beginning of the interview when he's talking about like the, previous to the event, before the event. Okay. He's not telling a story about Charlie and saying like, and we laugh about that event. We laughed about this thing that happened in Asia. No. He talks about 2 things that and they talk about it and they laugh about it now 2 months after the event. And it is en route. Charlie's dying in the car, or he's dead in the car, and they're taking him to the hospital. And they now, 2 months after, 61 or 62 days or 60 days after the event, and they're laughing about it together. They're talking about the event when they're together in a group. And in that context, think about that. It's the group of the security team members, and for some reason they're talking about that event. Okay, maybe to try to get their story straight. And while they're doing that, they're talking about the getting him in the car scene, and then in the car, and they're laughing about that. No, actually, it would have happened a month after. It would have happened in October, right? So the interview happens in November 11th, but that means in order for him to tell this story about them being together, talking about that day and laughing about it, it would have had to have happened in September and October. I mean, I guess it could have happened in the first week of November, but it also could have happened in September and October when they're talking about the event before this filming and they're laughing about it. Yeah, cool.
On it now. Rick pulled Charlie across, and then I'm working off my kit. And you always, when you build a kit out like that, you build it to where the stuff you need the soonest or most important is on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. And so all the bleed control is right here in front. So I'm just working out of the kit right there. And so I'm just, packing, pressure, repack. It gets saturated, take it out. You just keep packing on top of it. The problem is we're going down the road, and Charlie's so tall that his left leg is down in the door, and the door won't close. And so I'm on my knees with the door open with my butt hanging out of the side, and I'm on my knees doing the medical. And
somebody, let's see, where is it? Joshua said the brainstem connection was severed. They never got a heartbeat again. Right. He says they do. Brian says they got a heartbeat in the hospital. I agree with you that they probably didn't, but Brian says that they do. On their retreat in Idaho. Yeah, where they're laughing about it. Yeah. Probably. Well, I think it was not in Idaho. It was in Montana, which is near Idaho. It's at Bonner. No, not Bonner's. It started with a B, or it's up in like Kalispell, maybe, I think. Do you guys remember? It wasn't in Idaho, but it's like not that far. It's a couple hours from here. It was in Montana, somewhere in Montana, where like him, Rick Cutler, and Jack Hibbs all happened to be on the same lake at the same time together. But that wouldn't have been the whole team. And Jack Hibbs wasn't in the car. So it had to have been a different, I mean, I guess it could have been him and Rick, but he says we, like more than just him and Rick, him and the team members are laughing about it. So, I mean, yes, I guess it could have also happened with him and Rick. But I think it probably happened when they were together sometime in October.
Justin's driving, we're going 60, 80, 100. And Rick has me across the kit in my shirt so that I can use both hands to do the medical on.
So can you guys make that make sense to me? Can someone tell me if Rick is reaching onto Brian with both hands and then Brian's rendering aid to Charlie, why doesn't Rick just render aid to Charlie? Rick is at Charlie's neck and head. Why doesn't Brian just lift Charlie's feet in the car, shut the door, and then he could help? Why is Rick, who's at Charlie's head and neck, not doing anything, and he's reaching over and holding on to Brian? Like, if you're going to say, oh, because Brian had the kit, take off the kit. Or Rick can just take stuff out of the kit that's on Brian's chest, and Rick can do it. Rick is equally experienced as Brian. Brian's the only one that could do anything. That makes no sense. What happens if Brian gets hit? Who's going to render aid to Brian? Okay. I don't buy that whole story that Rick's holding on to Brian so Brian can render aid.
And
so you don't fall out of the fucking car.
So I don't fall out. And I just look at him, and I don't need to say, you got me. He's got me. I know he's got me.
Why? Rick's got the tattoo. He's one of us.
Rick's a brother. He's got the tattoo.
That's so stupid.
And so I was like, he's got me. And so I just.
What tattoo, though? I want to know that. Do you guys know what tattoo it is? Can you guys tell me? Because they weren't in the same line of work together before this. So, like, Brian was a cop in Texas. Rick wasn't. So, what tattoo? What tattoo? Anyone? Yeah, there's no dash cam from the police either. So they lost the campus video, the hospital video, and the jail video, and the dash cam video. That's crazy. Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? How can Charlie's head be on the driver's side and Brian? So yeah, I'll explain this. How can Charlie's head be on the driver's side and Brian on his knees with his butt out the door if Brian's on the passenger side? How is that? How is the Brian? How is the Brian? All right. The SUV, you have the driver, passenger front seat. Then you have the passenger back seat, and driver back seat. Okay. They put Charlie in this side in the passenger back seat. His head goes in first and makes it all the way over to the back seat behind the driver. Rick Cutler's on this side with Charlie's head. Okay. Charlie's feet are over here with Brian. Okay. Rick Cutler, Charlie's head, Brian Harple, Charlie's feet. Okay. Brian's supposedly like hanging out the door. Okay. Rick is supposedly holding on to Brian, and Brian is supposedly rendering aid to Charlie's neck. This is all happening in the back seat behind the driver and behind the passenger seat in the front. So Charlie's laid across, his head's over here, Rick Cutler's over here, Brian is at the feet on this side. Yeah, it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. That's why I think this is a lie covering something up. Different people have speculated what it is that they're covering up with this story, but it's not the truth. I know that much.
I'm just working medical. And Frank's praying out loud. Rick's praying out loud.
But does he have a pulse at this point?
So,
I mean, there's no way.
In a situation like that, I'm not going to stop and take
Yeah,
pulse.
I didn't know if somebody else
Right.
had one or.
No, and so I have SpO2 monitor there. I've got all the stuff for it. I could have put it.
I'm going to go back because I'm going to show you guys something. At this point in the interview, Brian realizes I got Sean right where I want him. He's eating out of my hand, right? In the beginning of the interview, Sean's like, I'm going to ask some very difficult questions, man. This isn't going to be easy. Okay. I got to do it. I got to ask the hard questions. I'm going to push back. Sean never pushes back. Okay. I'm going to rewind it a second. You're going to see in that little exchange when Sean interjects and adds his point, Brian knows like this guy's here. He's softballing me. I got it. He knows right then and there. He probably knew at different points earlier on, but for sure, watch his facial expression, what Brian does. And he just knows that he's got Sean right where he wants him.
And
So you don't fall out of the fucking car.
so I don't fall out. And I just look at him, and I don't need to say, you got me. He's got me. I know he's got me. Rick's a brother. He's got the tattoo. And so I was like, he's got me. And so I'm just working medical.
Is that what you do? You're clawing at it like a cat. You're just working it. It's medical. It's just a Tuesday. It's just a Wednesday for Brian.
And
Mall cop, freaking bike cop, Brian Blart.
Frank's praying out loud. Rick's praying out loud.
But does he have a pulse at this point?
Watch
So
I mean, there's no way.
right there. So when he says, so Sean, just as an interviewer, okay, you do have more experience than me in this regard, but if you ask a question, let him answer before you give your answer, because now you've pushed him in the direction and you've shown that like you're giving it to him now. There's just no way. Watch Brian's face. Watch. He's like, this is a cakewalk. I got it. Sean's mine.
In a situation like that, I'm not going to stop and take
Yeah,
pulse.
I didn't know if somebody else
Right.
had one or.
No, and so I have SpO2 monitor there. I've got all the stuff for it. I could have put it on, but it's irrelevant.
Oh, it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant to treating that wound.
Yeah.
Right. And so I've got to stop
Which you weren't doing either, though. I mean, let's be honest.
that bleeding. That's my primary thing. And so where he had a pulse then, it's unknown. The body's an amazing thing that can do things even when it's technically, destroyed. And so my concern is bleed control. And so I'm just, Rick's got me, Justin's driving, World's coming by. I'm working, I end up putting
30?
about 36 feet
36.
of dressing in him.
Why is he acting like a cat? What is it called when when a cat is like, remember cats like need, Why is he like, I put 36. He's just, everything he's doing with these like hands. And he's like, and then he does his two little pterodactyl fingers. And everything about Brian, I just despise everything about him. It's just a personal opinion. I don't like him. Danielle Trail, thank you for the $2 super chat. Did it not let you write anything? Did you want to write something and it didn't let you? That happened to me once before with when I tried to give a super to Jay the Yapper. It wouldn't let me write anything. It was super weird. But if it didn't let you, put it in the chat, just the normal chat, and I'll click on it and I'll read it out. Okay. Brian is brutal to watch. I agree. We're almost done.
And then 4 4x4s and then 2 hemostatic 4x4s.
Sheesh.
And then just pressuring the whole time. So you're adding just pressure as much as you can get, pressure, adding pressure. And so we are heading to the hospital. It's a known. We're heading there, breaking intersections. We picked up a tail from PD somewhere along the way. And I know some audio came out about that.
Okay, well, that tail, that police car would have a dash cam. Okay, whatever that tail is, whatever that car is, would have a dash cam. Why? Someone do a oh my gosh, I hate it when this happens, when you request a document, oh my gosh, someone throw it in the chat. What is it called? I can't think of it right now. Yeah.
And I think they thought it was a secondary person that had been shot.
Yes, Freedom of Information Act, FOIA. Thank you.
But we didn't know it was an active shooter.
Yeah,
everybody that says, "Oh, you should have treated him there and not moved him, stopped the bleed."
Yes, because there wasn't another shot. Like there wasn't even anything else. And like multiple seconds had passed, 23-ish seconds before you even get him off the X. That's enough time for you to realize like, oh, there's no other rounds coming down range. And you had plenty of people there to provide suppressive cover for you in the event that another round came down. There was like multiple police, ununiformed police, plainclothes police, federal agents. You had like 15 of your security team members there. UVU police.
And I'm like, well, yeah, I know. Same way. I was like, man, no, that's not, medicine doesn't happen on the X.
You're not on the X.
Nothing happens. Somebody shoots at you, you get off the X.
No one else shot at you though. Like the bang went out and that was it, man. You should have rendered aid there.
And so, and we didn't have cover. We had
Just for anybody that's listening, that is rule number 1.
Yeah, in combat, bro, like in an actual scenario where there is multiple, rounds coming down range still. Okay. There's nothing happening here anymore. Danielle Trail. That was first time I ever did a super chat. Laugh out loud. It didn't say anything. Ugh. He's lying. He would have felt if his hands was on the neck. Oh, a pulse, Danielle? I agree. I agree. And are you an RN too? Are you a doctor? I mean, you don't even have to be. I think logically, that's just logic. You know, it's just common sense, in my opinion.
Law enforcement, military, any security, anything. Get off the X.
Yeah. And
More
so
rounds are coming in.
yeah. And so
No more
we
rounds.
get to the hospital. Actually, we make it to the hospital through the traffic. We've got full wound pack in. We get out and we carry in to the door. Once we make it into the door, we see a gurney on the left-hand side. We put him on a gurney, and then I wheel him into a room. I start giving the patient information to the staff there. I end up getting on top of him and cutting the shirt that he had on off, that white freedom shirt.
I told you guys, not you guys today, but like in a past video, he does say he cuts the shirt off. He says it, right? He gets him on the gurney and then he cuts the shirt off. He does. Okay. Typically, once you bring a patient into the hospital, the staff that receive him, the RN, if they ER docs, ER nurses, especially like a patient like that has a neck wound and is either dead or dying, they take over custody, and then you don't get to do anything else. You don't get to keep doing things to the body now that they're in the hospital's custody, right? Now that Charlie is in their care, everything that's done on the hospital grounds is now their responsibility, and they will be held liable for what they do. And they're not going to let Brian continue giving he's not a medical professional in any sense of the word. Okay. In any sense of the word. He's not any kind of medical professional.
And so I cut it off so they could get to him, so that I didn't articulate this to them, but I wanted to get that stuff off so they could put a defibrillator on him. And so, and then started talking about pushing drugs. And so I was back and forth. And
so he's telling the doctors and the nurses, and, he's telling them what to do. Hey, go get me this, go get this, push this, do this. Bro, can you imagine an OR or an ER doc and an ER nurse that have way more medical experience than freaking Brian Harple, and he's telling them what to do, and they look at him and they go, we got it, bro. Like, let the professionals handle this. You need to go sit down in the waiting room with all the civilians. Go take a seat. We don't need your help. Thanks, but no thanks. Go. Yeah, like he's telling the docs and the nurses what to do, and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think of that. Thank you. What would we do without Brian Harple's medical advice? What would we do? What do they do the other 364 days a year when Brian's not there? Oh, Brian. You just freaking Brian.
Them on drugs and defibrillator.
Because they
and so then once you get that shirt cut off and moved out of the way, there's enough of medical professionals in there. And so I just want to get out of their way. And so I got out of their way and walked out of the room and stood outside the room and held guard on the outside door of the room so nobody else could come in there.
Covered in Charlie's blood.
Yeah, I had it all over my face. And, Rick and I had it all over our arms. And
this also makes no sense, okay? On the X at UVU, there's no blood on any of them except for a guy named Blake. And you see it in a video when they're taking him to the car. It's not Dan Flood, Blake is also wearing a black button-down shirt, and Blake has some blood on his hands and a little bit on his pants. It's not a lot, though, okay? Brian and Rick and the rest of them, Brian should have blood all over him if he's the one that gets over to Charlie, is face-to-face with him. He's saying blood squirts out and gets on his face and gets in his mouth. He could taste it. He said he shoved his hands in the wound down on the X, but we see his hands after that supposedly happens. There's no blood on his hands at all. And then he gets him to the car, and all that would be happening in the car that should be happening even based on his own story. First off, I don't even think Brian was doing anything, or none of it makes sense because he's all the way at Charlie's feet. But if he shoved the 36 feet of freaking, gauze in there, why, in this big of a wound, and it wasn't gushing, right? We didn't see high velocity blood splatter. We didn't see the heart beating and blood gushing out. We saw it kind of like a cork, like a wine bottle that was corked, and it just kind of poured out. Why now in the car, and the wound is even more packed with gauze, why would blood be coming out of Charlie's wound? How could it get from Charlie's neck to Charlie's feet where Brian is, and it's in Brian's face? It's all over Brian's arms. If that's true, and he's telling this because he's worried at this point that a video from, a dash cam video, or someone at the hospital, a video from the hospital gets released, and we actually see that they do have blood all over them, they would need to try to explain that, because aside from Charlie not being dead and waking up and putting on a fight, maybe, or them trying to finish him off because maybe they did check a pulse. Maybe that's why they didn't say that they checked the pulse, because maybe they did feel a pulse, or they checked the pulse and it was there and they finished him off in the car. In my opinion, that's a possibility. Because just with what the wound was, what it was, and the packing, there's no reason for blood to be all over all of their arms and all of their faces for him to make a point to say that he felt bad for the medical staff when they arrived, because they looked like Braveheart or something with just all over them. It doesn't make sense. Something else happened in that car, but we don't know what.
Our from about here down was just covered, and and it was, I feel bad for the hospital staff, because we showed up looking like that, and they didn't know we were coming, even though we had called 911. But I don't know what happened to that. So we show up and guys got blood.
So that's another weird point. It's like he catches himself in a contradiction, and how he tries to resolve that contradiction doesn't resolve it. So we showed up and we felt bad because they didn't know we were coming, even though we had called 911 and told them we were coming, because Timpanogos was a known. They had routed it. They had quested it, or Googled it. They knew where they were going from the moment they got off the X. But Brian lost his phone. Brian's phone is back at the crime scene, supposedly. So Brian didn't call. So either Dan Flood, Rick couldn't have called. Rick's got two hands on Brian. Brian's got two hands on Charlie, supposedly. So either Frank called or Dan called. But the driver didn't call. He's going 90 to 100 down the road, breaking his own intersections, cutting his own lights. Make that make sense for me.
Blood all over their face, and carrying a guy with blood solid on my pants and shoes. And so then I just stood out there, and then finally this lady, and I feel horrible. She
that's the other thing, bro. They work in the OR and the ER. Like they've seen probably worse. You just have blood on you. You don't have wounds on you. You're not like gushing. You don't have like gouges and lacerations. You just have someone else's blood on you. They've seen actual, real bad, gruesome scenarios, right? Like car accidents, motorcycle accidents, So him saying he feels bad for the medical staff that have seen way worse on almost a daily basis probably is weird.
Came up to me and she said, "Hey, come with me." And she took me in a room and physically washed my face and my hands and stuff.
That's weird. I don't remember that. So some female nurse or hospital staff or doctor came up to Brian, no one else, just Brian, brought him alone into a bathroom and then like took care of him and like gave him a sponge bath, and she washed him off. She washed his face off and his arms off. He's a grown man. All she would have had to do is been like, here's the bathroom. Here's the supplies. Take your time. Clean yourself up. Why would a female like not knowing who this person is going to just like, come here, I'll take care of you. Let me get all this off of you. And he's just standing there and he's just like, yes, please just get it all. Just get it all off of me. I mean, also like former police officer, maybe you shouldn't destroy what possibly could be physical evidence. Like, whatever's all on you came out of Charlie could actually help. Like if there's bullet fragments that went in, supposedly, right? Or shrapnel from the road mic is my opinion, right? Or other people's theory is like a different piece of shrapnel, the road mic receiver on the back or in the front or the necklace. There could be shrapnel pieces or explosive material in the blood still on Brian. Or just the amount of blood or lack of blood could also be evidence. But they destroy it along with all their clothes before local police and FBI get there. So I guess we'll never know. I mean, maybe some good, honest hospital staff will know. That'd be HIPAA. I don't know. Maybe somebody, I don't know. I wish we could see the dash cam footage from whoever the tail was following their car and the hospital footage from when they get there. I think that would actually help us with a lot.
Nurse that was there, the hospital.
Oh, okay. It was a
So
nurse.
it's like, man, what humanity.
Oh,
Man.
So it's, you saw a lot of beautiful.
all right. I don't need to know your freaking. All right, let's go here.
Talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that in Tibet, that was the only comms that was made. Nobody, we knew our, everybody knows their jobs and
Right.
roles and responsibilities. Nobody said, hey, fall back. Everybody fell back. They knew. We practiced that and done that. And guys have done that in real life and training. And so we just fell back and did what we were prepared to do. And so prep the vehicle. And then, but here's the hard part for me. And it's like, man, I need to do wound care, or I know what continuous wound care needs to look like, but at the same time, I've got to get off this X.
And that's the standard operate. Like that's what we teach. Like we don't care for people.
Hold on. Let me back up a bit.
Correct.
Hold on.
This idea that you guys were just back there and told me with me, one of the reasons that you had been working at TPUSA or with TPUSA for so long was because on one of the first jobs that you ever had with them, access.
Yeah, and so then you have to build it so that you can carry it. And then, so for me, I look at probabilities, need, exigency, and so you build those things. So on the outsides, bleed control, so that I can pop it open immediately, and that's the first thing that comes out of it, right? And so I can, whether it be clean 4x4s, anything for wound care, for a GSW or stabbing, and then we have tourniquets, same place outside. And so anything that I need to get to quickly comes from that immediate outside area that it literally can idles, and then you get into. And so, I've got EpiPens in there.
Okay.
So carry on. I always have most of those items, right? Sometimes you don't get the fancy stuff or visible to lots of public. You weren't visible to the viewer of the video, but this idea that you guys were just back there, and I hate to even say it, but there's people saying you're back, you guys are back there choking him, you're finishing him off. Like,
that's interesting. That's a weird non-verbal communication, body language. He's like looking down and away, and he's like, yeah. Gary's like, yeah, some people think you were not rendering aid and you were doing something else. And he goes, yeah, because from what we see, it does not look like any of you are rendering aid in any way at all.
And then that becomes the crazy part of that becomes a predominant voice, and there's not a single adult in the room or very few out there saying that's disgusting to even suggest with no evidence.
It's not disgusting, dude. What's disgusting is that you're saying that it's disgusting. Like, it's actually pretty logical based on the video that we see. It doesn't look like aid's being rendered. So we're looking at what they're doing, what they're not doing, and what else could be happening.
Or in the void of information. Now, I speculated on the other side, hey, you know what? This is what wound packing looks like. This is what I think they're doing.
Of course.
Now, one of the things I do think I overestimated a little bit was I was kind of going through a slowed down video. You guys, from what I can see, were probably back there about 20 seconds.
Yes. He shakes his head. Yes. Remember, in Sean Ryan, he said it was 15 seconds. I counted 23 from the shot. He doesn't correct him. So the Sean Ryan episode happened first. This happens later. Why doesn't Brian correct him and go, no, it was 15 seconds? Why could he say definitively on Sean Ryan it was 15 seconds? Here, Gary says 20. He accepts that answer.
After he fell to the ground.
20 seconds after he fell to the ground. That's about right, because I counted 23 from the bullet, or the round, the big bang, from the wound.
Much as you can or you feel comfortable with, tell us exactly what did happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's from the get-go, my area of responsibility, I was to the right of Charlie, just the right of Dan, so we got Dan and then Charlie. And I'm out looking at my area of responsibility. We've got a lot of people filling in. I'm also what we call command control position, so you can see all the other positions. And
right.
So you can hey, look what's going here. Hey, move to this. Hey, check this guy right here. So we're calling that kind of stuff out.
I mean, that's weird. You can't see all the other positions because there's people in the crowd on the other side, like Rick Cutler. There's a security member on the roof up behind him. So he literally cannot, and they're like down in this like little valley, this amphitheater. He literally cannot, and there's people behind him. There's people on the other side. He literally cannot see everybody.
And then you hear the shot, and there's a direct attribution, and it's kind of, if you've been around it, you've heard it before. I heard the shot, and then you also heard the bullet hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
Gary said, yeah.
Hear it on the
Sean doesn't say, yeah, but Gary says, yeah.
video, it's a thunk.
Yeah. And so, and the bad part was, or not bad, but I remember I heard that before I turned around, and then I attributed it before I turned around, like, oh man, I know what that is. This is like, oh.
Let me ask you about what you heard. Number one, where did it sound like? Number one, can you attribute that to a certain type of firearm? What did it sound like?
And remember, in Sean Ryan, he doesn't actually do that. He says he can, but he doesn't actually continue on to then say what round he thinks it is, what rifle he thinks it is, or if it's a rifle, if it's a handgun, if it's a long gun, if it's a hunting, if it's an AR, caliber, distance, location. He doesn't do any of that. Oh, but no, Gary's going to help him with that because Gary watched the Sean Ryan interview, right? And Gary is for sure helping TPUSA, okay? 100% is. Whether he's paid, I don't know. Whether he's getting some quid pro quo, I don't know. He's getting something because he flipped on a dime. And so I bet him and Brian together watched the Sean Ryan interview, or at least they both watched it after the fact individually. And then they talked about it and they're like, these are some problematic parts of the Sean Ryan interview. We have to rectify that in ours. Okay. And they probably brainstormed how they were going to rectify that, things they were going to cover, questions he was going to ask, how Brian was going to answer. Because when watching the Sean Ryan, that you're left with like quite a bit of questions still and more concerns. And so I think, you know, in all honesty, possibly, in my opinion, they would have prepped for this by watching that and talked on like, hey, this, we got to cover this. We got to add something in. You got to do something here. Explain this better. Don't say this.
Number two, where did it sound like it came from?
Yeah. So, you know, I'd be money quarterback. And if I said I knew where it came from, I knew it came from behind me.
Okay.
Because.
And you were turned.
Wait, behind you? That's interesting. Let's look at that. Hold on. Okay. Let me make this big. All right. So let's zoom in. Okay. Let me let it keep going. Oh. So, actually, let me take it off of 2D. All right. So Charlie is not in the dead center of this upside down menorah. Okay. Charlie is over here. Okay. To the right a little bit. Okay. And, which is interesting, and I'll show you why in a second, because if he was like dead center or even to the left a little, there would have been no line of sight from the low-C center, right? So if Charlie's over here, okay, Charlie's probably like right here. Brian is over here, okay, over here. And that means behind him, and he's facing out, his zone of responsibility is like out here at the point of the Big Bang. Okay. So behind him, the shot behind him would have came from anywhere over here. But that's not where it came from, right? Let's see. Okay. It didn't come from over here, right? Let's see. And we'll go to the low-C center in a second, right there. Let me back up. This is where the shot supposedly came from, right here. Okay. Let's see. How do I turn it? Oh, I messed it up. I'm not going to be able to turn it without. Oh, yeah, I can. Can I tilt it? I can tilt it. Let me head it. I tilt it down more. There we go. Okay. Let me see if I can even get a better angle. Let's tilt it even more. Oh. Okay. Wait, why did it pop out of there? Dang it. And you'll see what I mean if... Is it going to make it pop out again? It is. Dang it. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I got to get it, and then I have to leave it. I right there. Right there. So if the shooter supposedly right here, and this is what I mean, this little roof corner building would have been in the way if Charlie was like dead center. Okay. Well, I guess if this is off to the left, if I come over, gosh darn it, man, I'm not going to keep doing that to you guys, but this is where it came from, supposedly, right? We don't think so. We think it actually came from on Charlie, which if he is facing this way, like this, right? His attribution that it came from behind him, the sound actually matches up with what we think happened, that it was something on Charlie that exploded. And that's why he would have heard it from behind him. But if it actually came from the Losi Center, that would have been way out in front of him, way out in front of him. And so if he's facing like this, Charlie's over there, it would have been like over there to the left. Yeah. So.
So if you were to kind of where I was standing, it would be like to here from me, like to my left where I was facing.
In the direction of what? Charlie, was that to Charlie's 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock,
it was,
2 o'clock?
It takes like Charlie's 11 o'clock maybe.
Okay. How is that behind you?
And then, and so I was faced back this way. So I hear it and I have attribution. So I turned and I can see Dan right into the ground, right? And I've broken it down, and probably not healthy to watch, but because I want to see what I did too, right. How I can do better, and so I see Dan kind of right into the ground, and so I just take off running towards Charlie because I don't know, or is this about to start a spray?
So he just said, and I don't know if he said it in Sean Ryan, but he said that he's broken it down. So he's watched the video, he says, so that it's unhealthy, but so that he can learn from it. Yeah. So your mistakes, your big mistakes, Brian, weren't what happened after the shot. Yes, there were many mistakes that happened after the Big Bang, but your biggest mistakes was everything you didn't do and the stupid things you did in the preparation, planning, and security plan for that event. You just didn't do the big things, like literally, especially after Butler, like just put one person on every roof, bro. Like there's not even enough UVU police there that would have stopped you. Even if you didn't get permission and you just were like on the day of, like, isn't it better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission? So like, even if they did deny you, which they didn't, they said they'd put someone on that roof. You didn't ask for any other roof control. You could have just on the day of, you had 8 extra guys there. Okay. Rick being in the crowd did nothing except a distraction. Other guys, okay, we see like 5 or 6 guys that are like on the ground. You got Dan, then you got like the 3 burly guys. So that's 5. Okay. There's another guy on the other side. That's 6. You had like 15 guys. Where's everyone else? You had 1 on the roof. Okay. That's 7. Where's everyone else? And you have Rick. That's 8. Where's the rest of them? Where's the other 7? Why couldn't you just tell them, like, if a cop comes up to you, just blame it on me. And there's no way they would even do that. Like, you put someone on the roof and the cop goes, "What are you doing up here?" You're like, "I'm part of Charlie Kirk's security team. I was tasked to be up here." The cop, a UVU campus police is going to be like, "For sure. You need any help?" They're going to want to be part of giving Charlie Kirk security. They would be willing to go and do whatever you tell them, and to give you giving you permission to do whatever you need. It's Charlie freaking Kirk. It's freaking Utah. Okay. MAGA state, MAGA country, Republican country. Okay. Freedom of speech, Second Amendment. Come on. Right to bear arms country. These cops are going to be like, "Let me help you." Yeah. Where do you need help? Do you have enough guys? No. If Brian would have done his job that day, and Dan, they would have just said on the event when they got there, "Screw it. They don't want to give us permission. I don't care. My job is to keep Charlie Kirk alive. They can sue me if they want. They can, whatever they would do, supposedly that would get in trouble for Brian. It would have been, why wouldn't it have been a risk they were willing to take? Fine. Give me a fine. Fine me. I don't care. Sue me. I don't care. Charlie's alive. Charlie would fight for whatever the repercussion would have been. I just would have put someone up on every freaking roof, period. I would have been like, go, 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 go. And they all got earpieces in. A cop come. Like, it just makes no sense that he accepted, oh, we got denied drones. Oh, but the media's flying drones. Commandeer the drone. Have one of your guys take off the drone like Gary did when he goes there after the fact to do this 3D mapping of UVU. He tries to take off on campus. Someone comes over and tells him, you can't do that here. He doesn't go and get a permit. Brian's like, I can't break the laws. Gary's like, screw it. Gary goes off campus, takes the drone, takes off campus, the drone, and then flies over the campus and does the 3D scan with the drone. Why couldn't have Brian just said that? Like, one of you just walk off campus, take your drone, take off, and fly. They all have earpieces in. Communicate from off campus. Why wasn't that in it? Why couldn't they have done that? Why couldn't they have just taken the media drones, the media person's drone? Why couldn't they have just said, go on the roof, go on the roof, go on the roof, go on the roof? They could have. They 100% could have and should have, but didn't.
And so you see what.
All right, I'm actually going to pause this. I want to get to this part because my butt is numb from sitting and I'm starving. Let me share this tab. We're going to watch this.
Trying to make to you.
Wait, am I sharing it? Oh, this one's funny. The fake Jesus one. All right.
The point I'm trying to make to you, what was your name again? Charlie? Chad?
If he was Jesus, you would know my name.
Really?
I thought you're Jesus in everything, man.
Chadwick? No, man, I'm too busy. I got an actual job to do.
Yeah, so you believe in a God who's too busy,
if I were like you, I'd be able to kind of sit here and, pretend that
you're the
important.
worst Jesus I've ever seen.
I'm the only Jesus. And I will say this, I am the only one. Matter of fact, and I live in all of you, and thank you for making time for me, by the way. It's been a while. Look, I would say this. If you really are a fan of mine and you're in my fan club.
Fan? This guy's on very, very shaky ground here. Awfully dangerous.
Just be a nicer person, man.
Well,
just
where does it say nicer? Where does it say that in the scripture?
To be nice in the Bible.
It's pretty much all over there. That was kind of
the word nice did not appear until the word in modern Latin, which means dumb ignoramus. It's true. Nice is a modern creation of the modern project. It is nowhere in the scriptures. It calls you to be kind, loving, but not nice.
The point I'm trying to make to you, what was your name again? Charlie? Chad?
If he was Jesus, you would know my name.
I thought you're Jesus in everything,
Chadwick?
man.
No, man, I'm too busy. I got an actual job to do.
Yeah, so you believe in a God.
That was it. Let's see. Was there another one? Yes. Oh, what's this? Let's pull this up. Hold on. Pause. I got to be careful. Let me go to the part. A lot of time he has music. I can't play the music, so let me mute this. So wait, this is the. Let's see. Yep, no, I can't do that. I don't know how he gets away with playing music. All right, so this is different new video shots of Erica partying and drinking and yep. I can't play the music, guys, so I apologize if it's muted. New Jersey. Oh no, that's okay, they're wearing their their oh my gosh, I'm having like all these speech problems right now. Sashes. They're sashes. Utah. Who's that? I mean, I know that's Erica. I don't know who that dude is. Okay. So this is just different shots of Erica that we haven't seen before. Okay. I can't play the audio, you guys, because that's not Gavin Newsom, is it? No. So these are just a lot more shots of just her with her in her pageant days. Okay. Just a lot of pageant pictures of her. I mean, a lot of these we've seen. Yeah. All right. They're just pageant pictures. All right. Let me go out of here. Oops. I didn't mean to. Oh, took it off the screen like that. Sorry, guys. Let me go here. Thank you for that, Glenn, though. Play on mute. There's music. Thank you. I didn't see that. If not tonight, another show. Oh, yeah, I can, after I watch it all the way through, and then I can provide commentary on like each photo. Let's see. All right. Does anyone have anything else? Did I get to all the super chats? A lot of the time too, like I just want to hang out with you guys, and not just do the video. So let's see. Let's see. I had forgotten about the Jesus guy. That was funny. Yeah, Glenn, can you send me more Charlie Kirk videos, or any of the other mods can too? I can play some more. Yeah. Oh, Renita, I agree. I wish Charlie married someone else. Yeah. Yeah, probably that person that came before Erica would have been a good one. Don't know why she said no to him, though. Let's see. Brian. Yeah, Brian. He was always extremely wrong about drones and the laws in Utah. They could have had them. He didn't want them. Yeah, I agree. He definitely could have had them. They wanted everyone to delete their footage from that day. Yep. Gary fed, not tactical. Yep, Kristen. I agree. Let's see. LDS has really weird beliefs and profits. Gotcha. Is he trying to say his location was uniquely less secure than the hundreds of other locations they've been to over the years? Right. You're in time for our favorite shill. Oh, Gary. The UVU security guard said he was the one that immediately looked up, and looked over to the sniper's perch and immediately after, but the trained security professionals didn't think to look there beforehand. Yeah, I know, right? Against better judgment. That's a good one. I agree. The CIA does love to recruit from the LDS. I actually have a lot of friends that their parents were in both the LDS Church and the CIA. And yep, it actually goes back a long time. I actually know a lot about that, and I can do a future episode on that. Wait, let me read this first. They had paramedics standing by and rushed past them to get Charlie halfway in the SUV that is lost. The SUV that is lost using GPS. Yep. And they denied the bags that they were, tried to hand them to. Yeah. You know a lot too, Kristen? Yeah. I bet Mitt Romney was in the CIA or is in the CIA. Oh, you sent 2 more? Okay, cool. Oh my gosh. Everybody sent me some. We got Jim Bear and Mystic. Okay, you guys, there's like 20. Let me get this one. Wait. I got to share the screen first. Hold on. Let me make it big because it's so small.
Party has no interest ever to cut spending, but they know that you want spending cut. So here is how the game is played. They inaugurate themselves in the first month of January. They spend the first couple months enjoying the high life of being a congressman, filling committees, doing lobbyist insider deals. The moderate Republicans are thrilled with 100 days, $1 trillion.
Wait, why is the pause still on?
Because the Uniparty's getting fed, corporate donors are there. These are not patriots. These are parasites on the American political system. They have no concern about the border. They have no concern about the welfare of the country. Somebody asked here, but what is their plan? You think they have a plan? You think they love America? I've spent time around some of these people. They love themselves. They love the comfort and the luxury and the prestige. So they played you. And now they say, well, there's nothing we can do because it's an election year. They set that up. They knew that that was going to be their excuse. This was the plan all along.
Yep. Let me go back now. Well, I don't want to. Hold on. Let me go to the next one. All right. This one. Pause. Share. Wait, why is it muted?
Male think to have the right. I just want to ask you what you as a male think to have the right to speak up and tell women what to do with their body.
Are men allowed to have opinions on moral topics?
It's a really controversial opinion to tell women what to do with their body. You are a man.
So if it's not your DNA, why is it your choice?
Because it's my body.
It happens to be temporarily in your body, but is it your being? It is. Didn't the woman make a choice to have sex and then she should carry the responsibility that comes with it?
I think there are two people who should carry the responsibility.
Wait, hold on.
That's a good point. Two people should carry the responsibility. That means two people should have a say on whether or not the baby should always be saved and never aborted.
So then shouldn't a man be able to say, you can't have an abortion without my consent? I thought you said it was just a woman's issue.
No, I'm pretty sure it's different because
Hold on. If a man and a woman both get a
It's different, but same. It's the same, but it's different.
baby to be created, shouldn't a man have to approve and sign off on abortion before it happens?
definitely not.
Why do you have to have it both
The
ways?
man as
Yeah. And not only that, like, so the man has to accept, and the man should accept responsibility. But then the man should also have a say, right? Like, you can't. Hold on. Zamit, what up, Zamit? I'm so glad you're here. Let's see what Zamit said. Seems like the ghost of CK is haunting TPUSA 2.0. Dude, 100% Zamit. And they like to say that Charlie's in heaven working with Christ on behalf of Erica and TPUSA. I do think Charlie's in heaven. I do think Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit and Charlie care about what's happening. I mean, Charlie's no more important than like every other human soul that's up there, right? They're all equal in God's eyes. But definitely, I think it's more likely that Charlie and God and Christ are trying to resolve all of this evilness, right? And rectify the blasphemy that TPUSA and Erica Kirk and everyone there are attributing to God and to Christ and to Charlie. It's much more likely that they're working against TPUSA, not for them. Because I don't know, that looks like the synagogue of Baal, or excuse me. Keep playing these clips. I am, definitely. Yeah. I got more. And we could even make this section longer, than just one. We can do like multiple clips at the end of the show.
Would you agree with the definition that a criminal is someone who breaks the law?
Here's where I'm thinking.
That's like literally the definition.
Here's the thing. I know how he's gonna.
Yeah, so you know that it's gonna prove you wrong, and you can't be consistent.
Turn it, and I don't fully.
It's not a matter of turning it. How about affirmative action hiring practices in the federal government? We are such a decent, non-racist country. The best example that he has is to show that he was mistreated. And if he acted like this at the DeSantis event, I can see why he was kicked out of the DeSantis event.
That's like like close to being a fascist, and then like,
Okay. How am I? Sorry. Let's go through this. How am I a fascist?
dude, like
Can you name one thing I believe that's fascist?
you believe that like you are.
Would you agree with the?
All right, let's go to the next one. You guys can send me more clips too. Well, how long is this one? Pause. Share. Let me back up. Let me make it bigger. Is it on the screen? Yes. Okay, cool. Wait, not that one. That one. All right.
We just had a podcast about inflation, and since it's rising a lot, I'm wondering if I can still have a good life like my mom and dad.
I love that. How old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
The answer is yes, you can have a great life, but your future is being stolen from you. You have never voted. You're 10 years old, and you have leaders that hate you. But despite that, we're going to overcome all of it. We're going to build a better future. And I deal with people all the time that are apathetic, and they're like, what's the point? I'd love to have them talk to a 12-year-old that cares more about the country than a 65-year-old who does, right? I mean,
yeah, but Charlie was a fake person, guys. Charlie was an actor. He was just playing a role. This was just a mask, a persona that he was wearing every day. No, not at all. No, this is Charlie Kirk.
I think that every person that says it doesn't matter, I'm not going to vote, like go look a Generation Alpha kid in the eyes and tell him that.
Right. Let's go to the next one. I think we've seen this one, but I'll play it because it's Charlie.
Independent FSU news organization, the FSU chapter of the NAACP released a statement saying that this event was hateful, inspiring violence to Black, LGBTQ, and marginalized students on campus. How do you feel about this comment?
Did you follow up and ask them what their evidence was?
You were talking about Martin Luther King Jr. and said that he has a troubled past and that the Civil Rights Act of the 1960s was a, quote, horrible mistake on the part of the U.S. government. There may be actions taken because of that belief that you have.
So different opinions make people feel unsafe at FSU?
They believe that it has a greater movement behind it, yes.
Right. So did you ask them, like, are you a child? Let me be very clear. The world is a really dangerous place where lots of people have different ideas. Just because someone comes and has a voluntary event and has different perspectives should make you feel unsafe. I've done this so many times. Happy to do it again. When ending segregation, good. Going so as far to create a permanent affirmative action, basically diversity, equity, inclusion, Leviathan within the Department of Justice. Do you know of one instance where the NAACP has spoken out against the lack of fathers in Black homes in Tallahassee?
I can't speak on anything.
That's interesting. So the NAACP will make this huge thing saying Charlie Kirk is dangerous and unsafe, and yet they won't go to the Black community. Hey, we need more dads. Newsflash, dads not being around in Black communities is a much bigger threat to the livelihood of Black America than Charlie Kirk coming to Florida State University for 3 hours. Maybe the NAACP should stop trying to keep on ginning up this mythology of racism in the country and go after some of the core issues of what's been driving this country and Black America towards worse and worse socioeconomic results.
We're with an independent.
100%. Let's see, Zamet. We got. You can't fake real. You can't fake real. Erica should know. Yeah. Charlie was real every day on the road, 320 something days a year, filmed on multiple different cameras, like shows, guest appearances, live, pre-recorded, his show, public speaking, and never not once. And there's even, if you guys have someone can find me the one where like someone smashes an egg on him, someone throws a water at him, and we watch his reaction. It's the real Charlie. Okay. So under intense anxiety and stress and pressure and triggered to, respond out of your, ego or your, as, young, you know, your subconscious or your shadow self. Charlie never did. Because this was Charlie, you know, he wasn't faking it. Okay. He wasn't acting. We would have seen a different mask, you know, come through.
Immigrants commit crime at a lower rate than natives.
Do you think it's a crime to break into a country?
I mean, like, yes, but that's not the crime you're talking about.
No, hold on. This is important. So they're all criminals by definition.
Excuse me. Like you, if you want to answer this question, we have economists for this, and economists have looked at this and find that generally when immigrants come into a city,
the
it lowers the crime rate.
Again, this is what's so important. I don't trust these experts.
Okay, so you're just doing napkin math? Like you're just being I can name like a couple cities.
You know what I do trust?
Safer.
This is what I trust. Do you guys feel safe in Portland? No! That's who I trust, not the economists.
Okay.
The wisdom of the population and the voters of this country, not a bunch of economists at Oregon State University that are publishing white papers. Do you guys feel safer or less safe than when you were kids? And yet they're absorbing more illegals. They're not making the cities better, actually.
You actually look at
100%. Let's see. Hold on. Let me make this.
Last and most importantly, seek God and know that we are not him. It's humbling. It's also liberating. As Charlie Kirk often said, remember always, this too shall pass. The good times will pass. The bad times will pass. You're never as good as you think you are, nor are you as bad as you think you are. Seek God in every circumstance. Nobody is perfect, but when the bullets start flying, you will not be unprepared. You and your soldiers must be the most prepared, best trained, deadliest, most elite in the world. You're in a dangerous line of work.
I thought this was a Charlie Kirk clip. Hold on. He just talks about Charlie. Let's see. Oops. Not trying to give out my, let's see. I think we saw, wait, Tennessee man. No, I just want to see. Here we go. The mod sent another great clip. Check email. I am. I got you, Jim. Give me a second. Well, let me play this one.
Support to make it easier for young people to buy homes.
Get rid of BlackRock purchasing a bunch of homes and renting them back to us.
Okay, so like seize their assets?
Not seize their assets. Make it illegal that asset managers over $500 billion can't buy single family homes.
Okay, I really agree with that. That's actually that's great.
Thank you. Yeah. It's a super simple policy fix. If you have assets under management over 500 billion or 100 billion, you should not be in the single family home business, period.
Okay.
And that's artificially boosting housing prices across the country. I believe homeownership is a moral good for all humans.
Yep. Okay, hold on.
We'll say this. I'm fearful that there's too many people in this country that will resort to this, but I am hopeful that we had a good conversation. I would all agree with that. I'm none of the things that sign says. White nationalist, racist, sexist, anti-gay. But you know what's really sickening? Is there are racists out there. What have I ever said that's racist? Name one thing.
You've enabled people to
Name one.
about racism, and by enabling people and giving them a platform.
Like who? Like Candace Owens?
Exactly.
Candace Owens is a racist.
And you're the one who's going to talk.
Name one thing I've ever done that's racist.
I don't have to speak to you any more than I have to, but the fact that you're talking to these people with such hate, you're going completely against what you're saying.
I'm the hateful one where they say F Chuck.
They're saying nothing. They're saying nothing, and you're attacking them.
No, the signs talk for their hatred.
Okay, so does your justice shirt with the rapist on it.
Does it bother you who's on the Supreme Court? Does that trigger you?
The fact that you're wearing a rape apologist shirt.
He never raped anybody, nor was he ever accused of rape.
Assault, whatever the. You need to stop talking. Hi, hey mom, and you're.
Why do I need to stop talking?
You're bringing hate to this campus, and there was none before.
No, actually, love and unity and conversation and agreement and pictures with Democrats, which I love. This is the hatred, calling people racist man babies. There are real racist.
You've had people been assaulted because of your organization.
No one's been assaulted because
of me. At Texas State. What about that? What do you have to say about that? Silence.
What do you mean? We have an event there tonight.
No, because of the student government election, your organization on campus had it rigged. Yeah, you look away from me because you know it's the truth.
So I'll allow our student members to talk about it. But I will say this. There are real racists in the world. And when you call people like me a racist, it cheapens real racism. Because everybody then becomes a racist. There's zero evidence that I'm a racist.
You've enabled racists. That
Like-
makes you racist.
Like Candace Owens,
You've enabled racists.
like
That's
Larry
not the
Elder,
only name that
like
you know.
Dr. Ben Carson, like Stacey Dash.
Dr. Ben Carson.
Yeah, Dr. Ben Carson.
Oh,
the bitter
yeah.
racist who's a black head of housing and urban development.
Yeah, because being
Right.
black really makes you really anti-racist.
What helps?
Okay, Mr. I hate identity
Would
politics.
a racist host the nation's largest young black leadership summit?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So at what point would I not be a racist then?
When you stop enabling racists.
Name one.
All of your supporters. All of these mother
People are racist? That's an unbelievably racist thing to say. Whoa, that's assault.
Yep.
Are you serious?
I do want to press charges, by the way.
We're going to press charges against him.
Let's see. Let me go to the next one. Oh, that's the same one. Jim Bear on Charlie. Isn't that? Well, they threw it on the guy on the camera. Oh yeah, it's the same video. Let me go back. Did I miss one? I don't know if this is. Hold on. Oh, I can't play it from a news channel. Maybe I can. It's Charlie. Maybe if I go to right there, maybe. Let's see. I think it'll let me. Let me do this real quick. Don't be like, hey, please don't mess with my video. Copyright, fair use. All right. Let's see. Not that one.
Spent 37 days
Hold on. Is it not him talking?
in jail.
Oh, no.
Tied to
No, it's just so Tennessee man jailed over Charlie Kirk post wins $835,000 settlement. Tennessee will pay $835,000 to settle a federal lawsuit filed by a retired police officer jailed over a Facebook post about conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Oh, about his assassination. Let me read it. It says, Larry Bouchard spent 37 days in jail after Perry County authorities charged him with making a threat tied to memes he shared following Charlie Kirk's death. Prosecutors later dropped the felony charge, and Bouchard sued the county sheriff and investigator involved in the arrest. The lawsuit said Bouchard lost his post-retirement job, missed his wedding anniversary, and was unable to see the birth of his granddaughter while jailed. Bouchard said Wednesday the settlement vindicated his First Amendment rights and underscored the importance of free speech in public discourse. Authorities arrested Bouchard in September after residents complained about memes referencing a 2024 school, shooting, a comment made by President Donald Trump. Okay. I think that's all of the videos I have. Yeah, no one should be arrested for memes. I agree. And free speech. Charlie Kirk was a free speech absolutist. And so even if it's hateful or it is evil, as long as it doesn't like have physical actions that follow. I mean, it's such a... I don't agree with like Chud the Builder, like what he does, his approach, like his tactics, what he's doing. He's intentionally like provoking people, but like speech, free speech has to be total and free and protected, because the moment it's such a slippery slope, the moment you define something as, no, that kind of speech is illegal. No, that kind of speech is not, covered under freedom of speech. It's just, it'll never end, you guys. It'll never end. Just like the definition of anti-Semitism, because they never give a fixed definition. It's allowed to change and evolve with the times. And so it can encompass anything they want. So, it's a double-edged sword, but you sent me one more video. Did you really? Oh, okay. Last one. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think this will be one. Hold on. Let me go here. Hold on. Well, no, not if it's got music. Hold on. Let me back it up to where he starts talking. Let's see. Okay. Jim Bear, I'm going to have to screen you more. Okay, Jim? You're letting me down. Let's see.
But you felt it was important not to.
Well, they drove us out of the restaurant, and Candace and I said, you know what, let's just stand here for a couple minutes. And
I see what you're saying, because it has the video, but this is the video I would like, this one of the actual, this one.
And show them that we're not going to back down. Very peacefully, we're not going to retaliate if things get thrown at us. Little did we know we actually have stuff thrown at us. But look, we don't want to play the victim card here. That's what
that was Candace Owens with the glasses that just walked into
the left does all the time.
Right here.
So in other words, we went to a restaurant.
Use this as a warning. This is what's called on by Maxine Waters.
Did Max?
To the American people that if the Democrats take back Congress, you're going to be electing these radicals.
Well, those are the people that want to
committees.
Impeach the president.
That's correct.
They want open borders, eliminate ICE, keep Obamacare. They want their crumbs back, and they want these investigations to stop.
That's exactly right. And they had a bullhorn, and they were very close to my face, screaming in my ear. It was reminiscent of the civil rights era. This is what you would expect at the civil rights era if a black woman was dining at a restaurant.
You've been through a lot, though. This is not the first time. It seems that race comes up a lot because you happen to be conservative and you happen to be an African American.
That's correct.
This is Deneen Borelli's book. Remember I mentioned it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Read the Google my name, and the most horrific names come up.
That's correct, because
her.
liberals believe that they own blacks still. They believe that there is something proprietary about being black in this country. And if you deviate from the way that they want you to think and the way that they want you to act, they grow violent.
So.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's the last one on that one. Hold on. Let me go to this one. Let me make it. Boom. Can't do the music part.
Harassed by far-left protesters. They were having breakfast at a Philadelphia coffee shop. Watch this.
1, 2, 3. The bourgeoisie. 4, 5, 6. The bourgeoisie. 1, 2, 3.
Is now Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, Turning Point USA Communications Director Candace Owens, both friends of the show, Pam Bondi, Secretary Nielsen, Sarah Sanders, Melania Trump, Ivanka Trump, a 12-year-old kid, Barron Trump, a 4-year-old granddaughter, Chloe Trump. This is, the media talks about them because they say you suck and they're worried. This was, you actually got physically assaulted.
Correct. Yeah. Water thrown on myself. They threw an egg at me. And here's the interesting part. Candace and I were just minding our own business. We were just having, quiet breakfast, and they mobilized within 20 or 30 minutes, at least 50 of them, came into the restaurant, started calling Candace a Nazi, which I can't quite figure out how on earth they would come to that.
There were racial
conclusion.
comments made too, right?
Absolutely.
What were they said? Tell everybody.
Not just to me, also to the police officers. This was a primarily black police force. This is Philadelphia. There was only one white police officer. The rest were black and Hispanic. They called us race traitors. They were saying F the police, and they were saying that all police are racist, despite the fact that this was an all-white group, Antifa, facing an all-black police force, and myself, telling us essentially that we had to go.
I did notice that you both kept your cool and you stayed out. You were not going to go back in.
No.
I would probably, if I was there, I would have stayed out because I'm a lunatic, but I would have advised you guys to go inside.
Well,
but you felt it was important not to.
Well, they drove us out of the restaurant, and Candace and I said, you know what, let's just stand here for a couple minutes and show them that we're not going to back down. Very peacefully, we're not going to retaliate if things get thrown at us. Little did we know we actually have stuff thrown at us.
Yeah.
But look, we don't want to play the victim card here. That's what the left does all the time.
Instead, not the victim card, but this is...
Use this as a...
I can't play it uninterrupted for too long. It'll not be... Oh, it's the whole clip too. I wish I'm nervous. YouTube doesn't like it when I play like a video from like an actual network, especially like Fox or NBC. I probably am going to get a prompt after I post the video, and it's going to tell me I have to edit this part out. Because let me see if it's on their actual channel. Who's posted this? Doesn't say because it was sent in an email, but it's all good. All right. Does anyone else have anything else for me? Yeah, I know. Yeah. They want him to repeat the racial slur. Yeah, he didn't bite. I agree. Yeah, we miss Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Oh, Renita. He was so handsome. I think his spirit radiates from within and makes him attractive. Yeah, that's sweet. Wow, an egg. Your own people killed you. Wait, what? I don't know what that means. Your favorite darkness. Princess Sophia. Sophia the First. My daughters used to watch that. All right, you guys. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you for being here for another episode of the Black Line Brief. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's how you can help support this channel. I do need it right now more than ever. If you guys want to help support and donate to the channel, you can do so here at the Black Line Brief Venmo, or you can do it here at buymeacoffee.com/the Black Line Brief. Make sure when you are giving a donation or support, just write. It allows you to write what you want it to go to, and I will make sure that it goes to whatever it is that you want it to go to. Okay, and yeah, stay tuned. In the next few months, we'll be working on getting merch and stuff. If people are interested, send me an email so I could know who actually is interested in like a shirt, a beanie, a hat, a t-shirt, a tank top, sweatpants, and and it'll help give me a gauge that, like, yeah, there actually is quite a bit of people that would be interested in some merch. All right. What we're looking at, my wife and I are, she really likes like really good quality, like sweaters and shirts and like the material and the fit. And so we're just shopping around. Like the plain ones that I wear a lot are the Abercrombie ones. I think they're Abercrombie. I'd have to ask her. She buys me all my clothes. I don't shop for myself. I'd still have holes in like my socks and shorts. In fact, I'm wearing shorts right now that have a hole in them. They're vintage though. Come on, man. I'm a penny pincher. I like to save money. Yeah. All right. Vendors. Yeah. Okay. Erica can give you advice. merch. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much. God bless you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This upcoming week, we're going to have a lot of guests, returning guests on the show. So stay tuned. It will be a good week. But I'll see you guys here tomorrow. God bless you guys. Have a good night.